The following program deals with a controversial subject. The theories expressed are not the only possible interpretation.
The viewer is invited to make a judgment based on all available information.
Because you don't need 20 friends. You just need 3 motherfuckers and you could take over a country. Okay, that's what we're confused as Americans. We think we need all these motherfuckers. You give me 3 bad motherfuckers and you're finished. You understand me? You're fucking finished because we got each other.
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
First-time
Caller.
First-time caller.
After downloading the free Discord app, use the invite link in the description or scan this QR code with your phone to be taken to the Beyond Wednesdays Discord server.
First-time listener, long-time caller.
We'll figure that shit out eventually, man. We'll figure that out eventually. We're not professional sound engineers over here. Just so you guys know, I am not a professional sound man, and that is obvious.
Neither am I. I don't get paid for it.
Yeah, but you guys are professional comic speculators.
Hey,
Not after this last year, maybe like 2 years ago.
Works a little slow right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's why you got to get into PSA grading, right?
There you go.
Bro, I think that speculating, me and Richie were talking about this earlier, I really think that speculation has come to a very close demise. Not complete death, not like black hole, like, you know, you're stuck in a K-hole instead of an indica couch lock like Yee was earlier. This is the type of shit that you need help getting out of. I don't know if that's happening right now to speculation, but man, it is rough.
At least there's still like new books hitting, like where the trees or whatever, and what lies beneath the trees. Yeah. I mean, that's like a $60 book raw now.
No shit.
Yeah, I mean, someone. I think. Shout out to Ferd. I think he was talking about it on IG, like where he, doing his market report thing.
Why do you think that is?
Why do I think that book is hitting high?
Yeah,
it's the IDW horror story, and then probably not a lot of people initially jumped on, and then. The material is actually good and people are enjoying it. Would be my guess.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, good content.
The material was actually good. People are enjoying it.
Yeah. I mean, and it has like that. It has that formula, right? Where the artwork, where you look on the inside,
artwork's good too. Yeah, it's different.
It doesn't like really like it wouldn't scream like horror story or murder mystery story, right?
Yeah.
Rock is dead, they say. I mean, that's what they call it, butt rock now, right?
Now, tried like in the fucking 90s. I used to be in a butt rock band, a side hustle from my hardcore band. We used to call it Tight Leather.
But you knew what you were doing, right?
No, I never know. I suck at bass. I'm not like you.
We were also talking a little bit about cards, though, and cards are crazy too, but I think the spec game isn't dying. It's just changed rapidly, and you have to play it a different way, right? Like,
oh yeah,
your window for spec is 2 weeks on comics, on new comics, right? Very rarely is it longer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's very weird how that plays out. And then if you look at like old books, man, the amount of people that are getting out of golden age right now, they're just it's crazy. The amount of people that are selling books out there that I would not be selling right now.
I haven't
that's
listed
the
a
thing.
book, Brian. Now you say that, not to interrupt you, but just to add, I haven't listed a book probably in like 6 months. I do have my store up with like 100 listings, but most of it is lately. It's just been something I pulled that I called you about. Oh my god, you're not going to guess what I pulled. I list it, but nothing. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. But I think that there's a couple of books that you got to grade them, right? Grading them. There's very rare where you'll find a book that you can just sell raw and people are just going to buy it anymore for any price. Right. Like that's few and far between. And yeah, those things are cool when they pop up on the market report and we get to talk about them, or the almost 10. Yeah. And that's fun, but man, it hurts like looking at these prices every week.
Well, yeah. I was looking at an IG page. I'm not going to say which one, but they were it's someone that sells under consignment, and they were selling the Clone Wars Dark Horse, the 1 in 1,000 or whatever, are limited to 1,000, $3,300. What was the high on that book? Like what, 15K at one point in time, and a 9.8.
Well, like I told Bryan, I mean, I was kind of just like preaching to the choir, but remember that show, Bryan, like a year or maybe 2 years ago on Hot 10, what Ben said about, cutting out that what we were talking about earlier, cutting out that April 2020, March, April 2020 throughout like the middle to end of 2022, and then splicing the 2019 to today's prices.
Yeah.
And then you know what I mean? And I think a lot of us are so used to that. What I was telling Bryan, that rapid ascension when everybody was getting money and the market was good and other markets or what have you.
You know why it's hard for me? Here's why it's hard for me, right? Because that is where I started like microscoping this shit, right? The content, we were heavy in content creation mode. We were, anything comic speculation, we were on it like fucking, stink on shit. You know what I mean? Like it was there. And so my eyes have been on this stuff pretty like hardcore since that time period. So that time period is very heavy in my mind, man. And it's like, holy cow, the how quick it's changed.
Yeah, we dug deep during that time, and I always say this: it always gets worse before it gets better. And everything, but market, numbers, sickness, whatever. It always gets worse when you try to adjust shit. Yeah. So this period I think is a cooling off period of that rapid ascension, that high peak those peaks that we were seeing between 2020 and 2022. Now we're seeing a deep dive, like I was telling Bryan earlier. And I think it's going to get possibly a little worse, and then eventually it's going to get better. It's going to come back, but it's not going to come back to 2020 to 2022. You just got to get that out of there.
Reef the Sea. Hold on real quick, because Reef the Sea says, I'm still selling books, not as crazy as before, but still selling though. And yeah, people, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that selling is dead. You still but it's much different right now, because the only way that you're making money in comic books right now is if you're hustling. You could be a fucking a weekend warrior in this game, then, and make an extra $10,000 a year plus. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. In order to make money in this game nowadays, you really have to hustle, right? You have to be bringing in collections, selling them, bringing in collections, selling them.
Buying bulk,
or seeing what's trending in the market, right? Because I mean, there's still exceptions to the rule of what books like pop up like all-time highs in prices. Like there's some books like that were hitting all-time lows in 2020 and 2021 that are seeing like 5 times, 10 times the price that they were hitting at one point in time. I can't think of any of the books, but there's always exceptions to the rule, right? But that's not But you're speaking in a generalized speaking, we can all think of those books that that we know that launched out into space and have cooled way down, like nowadays.
It's one of the reasons why we added Buy the Dip to Hot 10. You know, we recognize what's happening, that it's a buyer's market, and you know, it's
well, you know, that's another great thing to talk about too, that, you know, we kind of talked about, or I've talked about with a lot of people lately, is whether it is a buyer's market. What, you know, what are we going to see prices drop even more? You know,
maybe.
I don't think it's smart buying anything collectible right now. I hate to say that, even though I love this hobby, and a lot of retailers and publisher owners of publishing companies are mad. You know, might be mad when I say something like that. And I'm not saying I'm important or anything. You know, they hear anybody say something like that, they might be like, "Oh, come on now," you know. But it's a lot of people are you know, their lifestyles have changed. Our lifestyles have changed very rapidly. So it's very interesting to see.
But we also want to take this time to thank our sponsors over at Not Checking.
It's very interesting to see what's going on right now with the whole CGC thing and this Mark Jeweler report, you know, situation that's kind of going on right now.
That scares me, because I bought that raw Mark Jewelers book, and then like I have no idea where that shop got it from, like, and how
this is a perfect segue. Well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about CGC. What's going on with that? What's going on, Matt Nelson, Brian? Anything?
Well, I did reach out to Matt, and he just basically was like, you know, it's crazy right now. You know, he didn't say that. I'll tell you what he said. It was just very like, you know, I'll let you know, you know, when we have a message to tell everybody or whatever, you know, that type of stuff. But, you know, they have eye on this. Well, they have an eye on this, you know what I mean? Like,
at least he came out and told you that.
He said, "We're working on it right now, but I won't be able to talk about it at this juncture. Stay tuned." And, you know, I was like, "Thanks, you know, I appreciate it." So they have their eyes on it, right? They definitely have their eyes on it, and they're watching all the shows. They're watching, you know, they looked at 99 Newsstands, you know, little thing, and there's a lot of people that are fucking doing some crazy detective work. You know what I mean? In the whole thing, that is absolutely crazy. And I've been sent this video by a ton of people, and I haven't watched it yet. So we're gonna fucking watch it. So here we go. This is Immaculate Comics exploring the CGC reholdering scandal.
So I have a book here. I'll show you an example of a video where, like for example,
I got you.
Reads
not a sound engineer, but I got you.
8.0 Hulk 449, but it's not Hulk 449 inside, but it's sealed. And although you can tell on one side what, you know, if you look at it, what has happened. I mean, there's some evidence of it here, but the other side, it's you can't see anything, and it's sealed all the way around, just like normal, and you wouldn't know, right? So I now know what I would do. To do it, even though this particular one would be, you can tell. I know how you can do. You wouldn't be able to tell very easily, and I know what to look for. So I'll review, go over the video now of what I did, why this one is imperfect on one side and perfect on the other, and what I would do in the future. I'll let you know too if I were try to trick someone, how you can still tell, even though that's been done and what you need to look for to see.
I was really hoping Leg and Hood would be here for this, but at least I got Richie here. So, I got one of the three pressers here. This is going to be very interesting because I feel like pressers, if anybody, are always popping CGC seals, right? I mean, you're popping seals pretty often. You're getting...
Yeah, I've popped tons of, but I've always cracked them when I pop them. So, anyways.
Even though it's very subtle. So... Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope I'm not instructing anyone how to do this, which I don't think I am because it looks like this has been happening for years already, but I hope I'm instructing people what to look for if this is indeed the way that they are. Let's take a tour of a normal slab. So it looks like this. You've got your label on top, and then the comic is sealed in a separate compartment. You can see the edges here where it's sort of ultrasonically sealed on one side. This one's been broken open. There are tabs on the four corners that are pressed into place. They have to be broken to be removed. You've got a bottom, that's the top, comes off the bottom compartment, has a sealed comic book. You can see these little tabs, a little ball that's forced into a small hole here. And you can see that there's one in each corner of the book. It's ultrasonically sealed in one spot here, and you've got a spot there as well. And the crack, if you try to break them out, there's an obvious crack and it doesn't fit back together well. But you can't get this label out. People were thinking maybe some people suggest you get these labels out, but they're bent around this corner and they're very hard to get out. I tried several times to just crack them open a little and slide that out. You can't do it. At least I can't do it.
So the reason that we're watching this, you guys, just a real quick heads up if you guys don't know. And by the way, I'm going to drop the link to this channel and suggest everybody subscribe to it. I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Cool. I'm going to subscribe to it myself, and let's go ahead and share this link. Shout out to Immaculate Comics. So the reason we're showing this is because of the recent Mark Jewelers shenanigans, right? There's this weird fuckery going on where somebody's either taking books out or changing labels and just being smart about it and upping their money. They're selling they're using the same book, but they're just adding something special to it to make it, 20 times more and making money off of it. Like there might not even be Mark Jewelers in those books. You know what I mean? Right. At all. Exactly. So that's why we're showing this. And here's the other thing. Let's be honest. CGC is going to have to change their cases now no matter what because of this. They're going to have to change. They're going to have to change either their cases or how they do everything. This is going to be a big change for CGC. They are going to have to do something to show the public's eyes or to change the public's thoughts on them, because right now, unfortunately, with this thing, they're losing a lot of any faith that the public had. It's slowly shrinking, or it's quickly shrinking right now. That's for sure. So they're going to have to do some major changes over there.
Yep.
So I'm thinking what's more likely that it's actually separated. The comic is pulled and the book is retained in the top. So I'm going to try that today. I've tried a few things, but I think I'm going to give it one more shot. I think if you just got one corner out, you'd be able to slip the book out and then do a little slip and slide.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
And this is an older CGC slab, and this is it's a little different type, but it's sealed in 4 sections. So 1, 2 here, you see it's sort of ultrasonically sealed. 3, and then 4 there, which I thought was a big impediment. That's why I filmed it, but it actually ends up it's not a big impediment to tricking people. But today we're going to try to get this Hulk 449 out as an 8.0. I sent it in just because I had cleaned a coffee stain off of it, and I wanted to show that the MacuClean would still give you a blue label in this case, and I got the coffee stain off, and that looked good. So what we're going to end up doing is showing you, try to get those edges apart. We're going to take this little pry bar, and I'm going to grind it down so it's a lot sharper, and we can get the book open better with it. So I just have a little grinder, just taking a regular Home Depot pry bar, and we're just going to sharpen this up so it slides in there
crazy,
easier, so we can twist this case open when we need to. So
he's going to use the grinder to open the case, right?
Into this open section on the bottom, and sort of force it in there so we have some leverage. And then we're going to
this is crazy
again, and we're going to warm up the corner of the book.
Yep,
I made a mistake on this side.
What did Hood say?
I knew it. I knew it.
He said heat would be needed.
That's
because right there it's separated, and then I went too far and I didn't get the side warm on this particular book, and it cracked right there. You can see this cracking area, and that's kind of a giveaway. But the little pin just came right out when I warmed it up and slid out without breaking at all, which was, not great, of course. I mean, it's great for me, but it's bad for us for noticing that these come right out. But I cracked it there, and I didn't crack it on the other side, which I'll show you in just a moment. On this other side, I learned to apply more heat directly on the pin and socket here and a little bit up the side so I can split it without actually cracking it. So I heated the case up along the sides a little bit and a lot of heat directly on that pin, and it just pops right out. It didn't give me any resistance at all. It just opened up just like that, and then the side opened up as well. It separated without leaving a crack in the side. Then we just have to get the book out from here. I just got some long forceps here, and I just pinched the book, not the book, but the sleeve that the book is in, and just ended up pulling it right out of the slab without too much difficulty, and it came right out. Then our thoughts turned to how to seal it back up so that it's not as noticeable or noticeable, maybe not noticeable at all. Starting on this more noticeable side, I took a squeeze bottle and put a little syringe on the top, and with some xylene, I was able to just dribble it into the case. I find that xylene is a great cement or a glue for this, just a couple drops and squeeze it together. I now know that if I were to do this again and I were to practice this, I would tape over these areas where I was heating so I wouldn't scratch this while I was handling it, and I wouldn't actually get drops of xylene that would make it look weird. But anyway, I just put a little bit around this corner and right in that little socket, pressed this shut and held it with a clamp for, gosh, it wasn't very long, like 10 or 12 minutes. And we can see the xylene kind of fills the gaps, but I would normally put some masking tape over this so you couldn't see where any drops of xylene if you were to look for it. It just fills that up. You can see it kind of wicks into that space, so it sort of reseals the book.
Does CGC use that?
Sort of weep into the holes and any space that turned white.
No, I don't think they use that.
I'm not
sure. So then why use it?
It's difficult to see. You can see.
I think it's
spot here. So you just
because
fills that in, even though that was
because people are going to sonically seal the case shut again, right?
I mean, it's noticeable.
This is like
less noticeable
after you've taken out the book that you want to, and you're putting it back in. How do people reseal it at home?
Yeah, but like I don't know, man. Maybe we'll have to ask him that. Why use the xylene if CGC doesn't? Maybe CGC does. I don't know.
It's probably just a working theory.
Yeah. We'll read his comments,
and then we will wait and take a look and see if it's sealed very well. Actually, Nolan says I should show how it kind of weeps into the holes there. It kind of wicks itself in through capillary action, and obviously this one you can tell on this side. It's the other side that is not very noticeable. So we come back and take a look and see that side is, you can tell there's something happened there, but it's not coming apart. It's loose on the bottom still, but I'm pulling pretty hard and I'm not forcing this open. It's not coming open at all. On the other side too, I'm pulling pretty roughly and the book is staying in there. And to the eye on the left side, it's very difficult to tell only from the handling and scratching. Can you tell? This side you can see pretty easily that there's something happened, but it doesn't look like it's been opened. You can see where I got some solvent on there. Had I put masking tape on that, you wouldn't be able to tell at all. In fact, I could polish that. And this side too, you can see where there was a little bit of solvent. Again, had I masked it, you would not know. Or I could just get a Dremel or a polishing cloth and some of that acrylic polish, and it would just clean right up. But so I can do that later, I guess, if there's an interest in it. But I'm pretty sure that this is a way that it's being done. So if it were me, that's what.
That's interesting, dude.
Yeah.
What are the comments say about that? What is it called? Xylene? Is that what he was calling it?
Yeah, it's a solvent. It's like
Does it like?
Yeah, Home Depot or like a model shop, hobby shop. For remote control cars, they have it there too.
That's interesting, man.
He did say in that area you can see something's been happening there. Okay, once, but he said all in all it's sealed, right? And then on the side, on the top, it opens a little bit, and he's pulling in, and it's not like budging. So, what I'm thinking is anybody who's a CGC a vet or experienced in the sense will probably question that, and anybody who's new won't. You know what I mean? Yeah.
How do you? There's a way to get the transcript, right?
Yeah, it's up there. I think it's just one of those where the settings and closed caption. Is it somewhere around there?
There we go.
There it is. You see transcript down there?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Eileen? No, that's Eileen.
Ended up pulling it right out of the slab without too much difficulty, and it came right out.
There we go. Xylene. ZXYLENE. XYLENE. Color some. What is it for? Solvent, a liquid that can dissolve other substances in the printing, rubber, and leather industries, along with other solvents. Finally, is also used as a cleaning agent, a thinner for paint and varnishes. What cleaning product do you guys use? Xylene? What? That's interesting. Very rich substance inside CGC case.
Jesus.
It's maybe that's part of what the I don't know. These are more questions to ask, dude. This rabbit hole is just getting crazy. Yeah. Maybe that's what the what were those things called? Newton rings were. They were actually oil stains from the. Yeah, it's the Newton ring issue. Look at that. Yeah.
I was gonna say but I've gotten slabs from CGC and they had Newton rings, like from the mail. So I don't know if that's, but I mean, it could be the same kind of process. You know what I mean? Would cause the same. I don't know. I'm not a physicist or a chemist, but I've never done anything like this. But this bums me out. It sucks.
Look, this is an old Reddit post. Ways to tell if a CGC slab was open tampered with 7 years ago. Do they talk about xylene in this? Look at this. There is no way to remove the book from the inner holder without cutting it out.
He's talking about the sleeve.
Oh, okay, that's what he's talking about. Yeah. Someone could swap a label once they cracked the outer shell. 7 years ago. I've never seen a cracked out slab that wasn't damaged in some way you could easily detect once the book is in hand. Not true, buddy. It sounds like this recent Mark Jeweler variant craziness is changing that shit quickly.
Brian, was there questions if there was actually Mark Jewelers in there, if it was just the regular book? Because I really didn't get down to it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't watched. I've watched. When I say watched every, all the videos or all the deep dives about it, it's why I'm editing or setting up for shows and I'm half doing shit. So, no offense to anybody out there, but I'm sure they've talked about it. I'm sure it's a question that's been brought up. I know, this whole thing about them not even being Mark Jeweler variants makes more sense because you haven't seen a star stamp on any of them. Which I know there's Mark Jeweler variants without a star stamp on them, I guess. It's like 50-50, they're saying.
You can see, if you look the bottom, you can see the centerfold.
Yeah.
You can, especially the brighter color Mark Jewelers, the pink ones and the blue ones, you can totally see them. If they don't have that cardstock centerfold in them and it just looks like it's flat in the middle, then
But remember, he's doing it with other books other than just those.
Yeah.
I mean, the books that this dude was doing it with were pretty crazy, and supposedly this goes back quite a ways. We do this every show. You go look at his fucking eBay sold listings just to see all the craziness that he goes through. Go highest. There we go.
Remember what we were talking about earlier, Brian, when I said, why don't they excuse my language, use a seal? Why aren't they using an official CGC seal? Doesn't have to be the full, you know what I mean? But maybe two seals and one on the top, one on the bottom. Something you can't make on a 3D printer. It's kind of proprietary software.
So here's a Mark Jewelers insert, right? Without the label.
That CGC hologram should be sealing it instead of just posting it.
Oh, yeah. Chad was asking about that earlier. So CBCS has a security measure that if you crack the slab, there's a security tab across the label, and it'll tear off their logo.
That's good.
That's super good. Yeah.
Because they were having issues with people popping up on the side of the cases and swapping out books, kind of similar to this, and then CBCS figured out a way to fix that.
Yeah, good, nice, great info. It's good to know.
CBCS put this out. At CBCS, ensuring security and authenticity is our top priority. Our newly designed label incorporates several security features such as eye-catching holofoil, UV reactive ink, and exclusive CBCS Pantone colors, preventing any unauthorized reproduction attempts. Our cases delivered unparalleled strength, tamper-resistant protection, crystal clear clarity, and wave goodbye to Newton rings with our advanced case technology. Perfect timing, you guys. Jesus. Drop that right at the right time.
Yeah, everybody hates those labels at one point, but I mean, geez, feels like the integrity's over there. Right? I don't mind having a fucking funky looking, excuse my language, but a freaking funky looking label if I know that the book's not, there's no question the book's not going to be switched out. At least for now.
Yeah.
I have to give them a try.
If they've said anything, if there's been any updates from CGC anywhere. I don't think so. They're probably being smart. They're reviewing everything that's out there, or having some type of lawyer do that, right? To find out if they didn't they didn't break some
kind of receiver.
Yeah, if there wasn't some type of law that was broken, and then they have to decide,
their terms of services probably.
Yeah, was this something on the inside? Was this somebody on the inside pulling something off, or?
That's another thing. That's a good point, Brian. We don't know.
Could be a former employee or something like that too. Disgruntled employee.
Yeah, who knows?
And like Brian said, CGC is going to have to change a lot of things. I think the first step that they have to do, and I say this with the utmost respect, is they need to come out publicly with this investigation, in my opinion.
Yeah, fucking A. They're going to have to change their cases now, no matter what, after that.
Yeah.
They've probably been having something they've been working on, most likely, and now they're like, all right, we gotta exactly what OJ Pimpson said. We gotta sack up. Get that shit done. Figure it out. So, who knows? Perfect timing on that. Wow. That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
All right. Lots of interesting stuff to talk about on that end. We'll get more into it, I'm sure, by the time for Drama Alert on Saturday. Drama Alert on Saturday is looking to be pretty excellent as of right now. There was...
Drama in the comic book community? I don't believe it.
What are you talking about?
Since when? When did this start?
All right, so I talked about this last. Hold on, let me redo this before we end that segment. I want to share out Immaculate Comics page one more time to show him some love for us playing his video on that. So make sure you guys go check out Immaculate Comics. There's the link. He's got a YouTube page where he's got all kinds of stuff going on over there. So make sure you guys go give him a sub. He's got a lot of stuff over there. So make sure you guys go check it out. Doing some interesting stuff. All right. Thank you, sir. All right. We were talking about this, I want to say it was last Wednesday's show. And it was something during the market report where there was one of those old school carnival mirrors. Do you remember the old school carnival mirrors that you used to be able to get when you were kids, and they would have bands on it, and it was like a mirror, but it had like painted bands or like a logo of a band, but it was still a mirror behind it. And dude, they were badass. It was like, instead of getting like a teddy bear, you could get one of those, you know what I mean? So, and they always at like carnivals, like the little street carnivals, or at the fair every year type deal.
See, when you said carnival mirrors, at first I was thinking of like the funny mirrors.
Yeah,
where
yeah.
you,
No.
where you, but then I realized what you're.
Daryl says, "Is it me or does Bryan sound kind of stoned?" Yeah, definitely not kinda.
If we ever showed up to an episode sober, like I don't know what that would
I have
be
a
like.
giveaway. I have a giveaway when I'm super stoned, and I've talked about it before on the Bogcast. But it when I sound stuffy, I'm super stoned. Like if I sound stuffy, that means that I'm next level. I don't know what it does. It just shuts off my sinuses. But this is what I'm talking about. These are old school rock and roll carnival mirrors. And this is classic rock culture, ultimateclassicrock.com. I was trying to find the one that I had. When I remember the ones that I had 3 of them. I had a Grateful Dead one, which I found. I had a Led Zeppelin one, which I think I found. But I also had, I'm 90% sure it was Bad Company. And it had a big, huge fucking pot leaf on it, right? And it was this beautiful mirror, right? It was this gorgeous, just beautiful mirror, but this like logo stenciled on it, and it was framed. They were badass. And I had gotten them from like my dad's best friend, who was a big time stoner too, growing up. And so it was like perfect, you know. He knew I was a stoner, like every like, you know, there's always like those uncles that, you know, catch
that
it.
Any parent can smell.
Yeah. What up, Hood? What's going on, brother?
What's up, guys?
What's going on? Happy New Year. Or Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
What was that in between period called? What do we call that?
I don't know. Don't they call it like Festivus or something on Seinfeld?
Oh yeah.
Festivus for the rest
airing
of
the airing of grievances, stuff like that. Right? Yeah.
Hood, do you remember these, dude?
What is that?
These are rock and roll carnival mirrors.
Oh God, yeah, dude.
Fucking A. All right, so the one I could not find was the Bad Company one with the big pot leaf on it. But while searching for it, I came to this page, and this page has a ton of them. Look at these, dude. Here they all are. And I bet you these things are collectible as hell, dude. These are old school ones.
I wonder how much coke have been done off these.
Oh, bro, exactly. Totally. Like these are the ones I'm talking about right here. Look how the mirror in the background, how it's framed. Like that. Look at that. That's badass, dude. And I mean, every band, Black Sabbath, there's a bunch of badass Ozzy Osbourne ones.
Hey, go back to the Bon Jovi, bro.
Hey, look at that. He looks kind of maniacal right there, bro.
I thought that would be the Ozzy one.
Bro, that's slippery when wet, bro.
Look at that. That's awesome, dude. That's fucking badass right there. If that's an original from the early 80s, that would be awesome.
Okay, so it was 1987, bro. That was my first date, dude. I took a chick to a Bon Jovi concert, man. I didn't take her. She met me. Her mom dropped her off there.
Nice.
At least that's what I told the cops.
Jesus, man.
Hey, I think Cinderella opened for him too, bro.
This is another really good one. Like that's fucking perfect.
I like
it's
that.
framed.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
That's a real good one right there. I mean, the wood frames are cool, but they're not as cool as the metal framed ones. The Doors one, Jim Morrison. Look at that. That's kind of creepy, dude. Look at that Duran Duran one. That's kind of creepy.
There's got to be a carnival out there that probably still has like a warehouse full of these or something like that.
I fucking hope so, bro. I got to find the Bad Company one. I'll show you the other two that I had are in here, I think. I'll show them to you. Look at that Eagles one. That's pretty dope. ELO, that's pretty dope.
They had a lot of stuff. There was a Gorilla Biscuits one, Sex Pistols, a lot of punk hardcore stuff.
That's a good one, Jay Giles band.
Oh yeah, man.
Youth of Today. There was a Youth of Today one.
So this is the one. This is the other one I had. It was this, but it had a silver frame around it.
Of course, you had the skull one.
Fucking A, bro. Fucking A, dude. That's probably where my love of skulls comes from, dude. It was so cool because it was totally like out of a movie. My dad's best friend is like 15 years younger than him. And he was a total stoner. Whenever I would hang out with his daughter, we would always find his pot and stuff and smoke it and steal it. But he knew that we were doing it and he was cool with it. So like he gave these to me. He was like, "Here you go, bro." And I'm like, he totally. And the next thing I know, like after that, we would start smoking weed and. I totally want to be that. I wish I had like my brother had kids so I could be that stoner uncle without having kids. You know what I mean? All right.
The only rule is you still got to leave enough for the person's stash that it is.
Yes. Yeah. Hey, throw a couple nugs in there every once in a while. You don't even have to worry about that anymore. Cannabis is everywhere, dude. Guns N' Roses. That's a good one. Look at that Guns N' Roses one.
Mm-hmm. That's badass.
Billy Idol. Look at that.
Dude, I met Billy Idol.
Really?
Have you?
I was working at the Forum. I think it was either Prince or NSYNC. I'm pretty sure it was NSYNC because he had all of his daughters. I think he has like 3 or 4 daughters, but there was a bunch of little girls in the car, and he was driving this big fucking S-Class, like an 89, like an older one, but a big one, right? And he comes in, and dude, he looked exactly the same. I spotted him came right in my lane. I was selling parking tickets, and he's obviously in the wrong area. He should be in the VIP area, right? I'm across the street in the fucking preferred and general parking area, and it's $20 to park over there. He should be on the list. So he comes in, he's like, "Hey, mate," he's like, "I'm taking my girl," with his accent and all that. And I'm like, "Mr. Idol, I think you're in the wrong area. You need to be across the street." He's, "Oh, okay, thanks, mate." Dude, I asked my dad, swear to God, crazy.
Should have charged him $1,000, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, can I take a selfie?
I don't even know. We had.
Ooh, look at that one.
Yeah,
that one's badass.
That, so badass.
That's a good one. Joan Jett.
She's still alive.
I don't know. That's Joan a good Jett. One right there. That Elton John.
Yeah, I think she is.
That's really fucking good. Holy shit, is that good?
That'd be a nice cover that is.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's only 65 years old.
That's badass. That's sick.
And she's still alive. It doesn't say the dash. Yeah.
That's sick.
Right on. That's cool.
That's sick.
That's really sick. That one on the top.
That one? Oh, it's got the cracked glass.
Yeah.
Look at that one. That one's crazy. It looks like a anime or a manga.
Oh yeah, Journey.
Yeah.
I like those old Journey videos, man.
Oh, look at that Judas Priest one. Holy shit. That one's badass.
With the razor blade.
Fucking A, dude. It's framed. It's got the black glass.
Right? That is badass. Hell yeah.
Kiss. We're gonna get into some good Kiss ones, dude. There's probably some really that's good, dude. That's dope.
Oh, nice.
Right?
Yeah.
You guys like War?
Knights in serving Satan.
You guys like War?
Yeah, fucking A. Bro.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen him play?
Yeah.
Fuck, I've never been. I want to go.
I got to see him for free one year, and then I got extra tickets, and I was telling my friends, I was like, we got to go get covered in blood for free because why not?
Yeah, that's gross, bro. I was working. I was doing the same thing Richie was doing, but I was working inside the venue. My buddy had a job where he could hook me up, and I would get a job working in the venue, like helping backstage and stuff. But you had to have like little name tags and shit, and it was like all professional. And that's also where I forget where I'm going with this, but that's also where I saw. Oh, I remember. So Guar was playing there, and dude, it was people were and they were loving it, and they were spraying him with the most vile smelling, gross shit. Dude, it was disgusting, dude. It come out of a big dick.
Yeah, it's like whipped cream, but it's bland.
Yeah,
so you're like,
gross.
what the fuck is? Yeah, my buddy.
Oh, if you want to see if you're more into the metal side of things of music, see Ghoul.
Oh,
they had the same kind of shit, but like they're musically more talented.
Okay.
Yeah. That's just my opinion, though. But check them out.
Here you go, Zeppelin. I had one like this, but the background was where the white is. It was mirror, and it had a frame around it. It was just like this, though.
Any G.G. Allen?
I don't think so. We'll see. That's dope.
Minor Threat would be a good one.
Dude, there's probably some really killer ones. Like most of these are 70s bands, early 80s, maybe. But I bet you there's a lot of really cool punk ones, dude. Leonard Skinner, that's pretty good with the baseball. That's the one. This is the one that I saw on the market report, that I put in the market report, the reason that we went down the deep dive, that I went down the deep dive. So anyway,
there'd be like Ramones or something like that.
The Molly Hatchet cover, the Frank Frazetta Death Dealer. This is the one Lucas always talks about.
Yep.
That's dope. Look at that one. Motley Crue, Dr. Feelgood. Another Motley Crue. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's fucking really crazy. Holy shit. That looks like stained glass.
Are these brand new, Brian, or are these reselling?
These are reselling. These are all originals.
Okay.
This is a site where like he talks about it. Look at that old school MTV.
I got a 9.6.
Well, it's time to heat up those posts, baby.
Yeah, did you see that?
I think I'm going to start doing it.
Hold on, Hood.
I think I'm going to.
I want to talk to you about that.
It's easy.
Look at the Aussie
with the decapitated head.
It's his head. It's the Death Dealer holding his head. Holy cow, man. These are great. The Police, Elvis, Prince, Quiet Riot. That's pretty dope. Rat. Here you go.
Nice.
And Rolling Stones. Scorpion.
They used to have like besides bands, they also used to have like movies.
Yeah.
Video games. I remember Skate or Die was one of them.
Bruce Springsteen. I remember. Yeah, you're right, dude. There's probably some really cool like skateboard shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go down.
I remember those paper frames that used to come in.
Yeah.
I think I got like a Ninja Turtle one, like way back in the 90s.
Holy shit, man. This just keeps going and going. All right, there we go. We're done. So this is if you guys want to go check this out, I would love to if you guys, reminisce about those or, know what they are. I would love to talk more about that in the future. Hood, we just got done watching that video. What did you think of it, dude?
Look, see, I switched the label. It's easy.
Yeah. How does it did you see what that dude was talking about?
What dude?
All right, so check this out. So this dude, I'm not going to go through the whole video. I'm just going to go through the part to see if what you think about this, because we looked at it and I didn't know what it was, and Richie said it was like a solvent.
Oh yeah, so with the heat gun. Yeah,
no, not the heat gun. The xylene. What is the xylene?
Oh, that's to adhere I mean, like when you're making acrylic cases. That's what you use to stick the cases together. Like if you're making from scratch, you want your own acrylic case, you use that xylene. It takes forever to dry, but that's what you use.
Does CGC use xylene?
I don't think so. I think I think they use a different compound.
Okay.
Right? I sound professional when I say compound.
The Sonic Seal. Sonic Seals. Yeah, the Sonic Seal is
That's the shit I didn't know about.
Xylene, that guy doesn't know how to press, dude. I watched this. I started laughing. I was like, "Get out of here, bro!"
I got some new. Did you guys see the new books?
No offense.
Did you guys see any of the new books this week?
Yeah, I saw a couple.
Bro, there was some covers. There were some covers. Did you see the Carnage cover?
Yeah, That one sold out pretty quick on a big online retailer that does consignments, like Aaron was saying.
Yeah, what is it? 125? Right? Yeah, Bianchi, Simone Bianchi.
See, I like what Richie said. Like to take that hollow label and put it over the slab.
Yeah.
So that if you try and open it, you break the tab. Like, why don't they fucking do that?
Well, they should figure out something cooler than that. You know what I mean? Like it's 2023.
Yeah,
2024.
That's just copying CBCS.
Yeah,
at that point. I mean, what they could do is
get people off my ass, bro.
I don't think it's copying. I think it's even if somebody else started it. I mean, that's the safe way.
There needs to be a knockout gas that comes out and it knocks you out, and then when you wake up, you're like, "Holy fuck, where am I?" That's what they need to
put
do.
the QR code on that bag that holds the comic that matches with the label, and so when you scan the label or the plastic, the comic itself, it pulls up the same information, and so you know it matches.
Or you can make the seal an actual real tab of acid. So when they're doing it barehanded, they just
right
out, and they're like, "I will never
I'm slipping balls here."
Oh my god!
Yeah, this is the problem. CGC is going to have to change more than just their comic cases because of this. Probably now, you know what I mean? Like, they're going to have to change a lot more than just that. So it's going to be very interesting. Very, very interesting. All right, here we go. Let's get back to where we were. Carnage, 1-25 Bianchi is badass. And I heard this Carnage series, that number 1, that first issue was actually pretty good. So might be worth looking into if you guys want to get back into something. Back to Cletus Cassidy. Here's the other thing. I know with Ghost Rider that came out, they're getting rid of somebody else is going to be the new Spirit of Vengeance. Why? You know what I mean? Why do they got to do that shit? Why? I want Ghost Rider.
Is that the timeless deal, Brian? They said there's a debut of 2 Marvel icons on the solicit. That timeless one that came out today. They said in the solicits the debut of 2 Marvel icons. So I took that as like a reintroduction of a new.
What book?
Timeless number 1.
Oh yeah.
I know that there's a Doom. There's I think there's a new version of Dr. Doom in there. I wonder if
this one. So basically, that's dumb. Basically, Luke Cage now has the Hulk and who is it? The Hulk and the Sentry's powers, and Moon Knight has the Iron. What is it? Something with Moon Knight.
It's like Dr. Doom, Moon Knight mashup. Okay.
Yeah, these stupid mashups. So it's weird, dude. It says, behold the future of the Marvel Universe featuring the debut of 2 new Marvel icons in a devastating future born from choices of today. All of time and space is threatened by the ascension of an ancient evil. The Moon Knight unending has arisen. A nightmare born of Stark Tech, the eternal machine and the god of the moon, and now all of Earth bows before his overwhelming power. But one man stands against Khonshu's coming tide of chaos, Power Man, the Marvel's universe final living superhero. But who was Power Man? How did he come to wield the unstable powers of the Sentry, the Hulk, and the Iron Fist? He's got all fucking 3. Holy shit.
Luke Cage?
Yeah. What dark, deeply personal conflict underpins this mind-bending apocalypse. At the end of the line, can the Marvel Universe ever truly be saved? Plus a shocking glimpse into the next year of the Marvel stories. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to read it. I'll check it out. I'm giving it shit. I'm going to check it out. I'll check it out.
Yes.
Why not?
I agree.
Haven't they already done this Timeless like 5 other times?
Yeah. I mean, Yeah, wasn't the title with the Miss Minutes cover and all that?
Yeah. That was a one shot. First one. I think that was the second one, like a 2-issue series, Aaron. Or
I can't remember.
I don't remember either. Maybe another one shot. Who knows?
Yeah, this is the Masafera spoiler variant for it. We talked about this during FOC. I mean, that's a good cover, though, to be honest.
Yeah, I like that. That's nice.
Yeah. In Hook Lee. We talked about this. That's really dope because it's the whole thing. On FOC, when we were going over the FOC stuff, and, you know, that's a 1 in 25 Mercado. That's not bad. I don't know. I'll give it a shot. Here I am. I'm shitting on it immediately. I'm like, oh, this is terrible.
Give it 1 star.
We'll give it a shot.
Give it 1 star. Click on it. 1 star.
34 of 45.
Give it 3. At least 3.
I haven't read it yet. I'm going to read it first. I'm going to read that shit.
All right. And then you can go back and change it.
Yeah. There you go.
Did you see this? The Green Arrow 1 in 25.
Is that like a Prince homage or something?
Almost.
Looks like it.
We were talking about his sketch covers the other day, weren't we? Or was that somebody else? I think we were talking about, maybe it was somebody else. That is a good cover.
Oh, yeah.
It's a really good cover. It's a 1 in 25, too, which is nice.
Yep.
She looks like trouble.
This Local Man cover is pretty badass.
Is that cover Abram?
It's.
Is that his fingers?
Yeah, bro. Like he's putting a gun in his mouth. Like, how many covers are you going to see a guy putting even though it's just his fingers? And then I love how
it's like brains going out.
Yeah, his
exploding.
brains are blowing out. It's all these different comic things.
What's going on in his head? Kind of deal.
Yeah. Did Tony do that cover? Holy shit! They must have both did it together because it says Sealy. Man, that is amazing.
See, that would be tight also if it was a virgin. I would like that.
Here's the cover C. It's a Max homage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is anybody reading Local Man out there in the live chat right now? I'd love to know what you guys think so far. Tony's a great comic creator, period. His what's the Dynamite book he's doing right now? This book. Let me show you guys. The Evil Dead universe. You guys know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? This is what I'm talking about. Army of Darkness Forever. This is the 1 in 20 Arthur Sidem, and it's actually pretty freaking good.
Yeah, that one's good.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice. Ash with the chainsaw and everything. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. They're all demons in the
Bride and
background.
Grimm. Yeah.
Yeah. And this is written by Tony. So the trade dress is actually pretty good too. I hate that fucking advertisement, League of Comic Geeks. Quit doing that shit. All right, look at this. This is the Rad Wraith book that's coming out from Scout. Looks absolutely badass. I don't know what it's about, but we're going to check it out for sure. It says, to prepare for the long-awaited return of the cult hit Rad Wraith, Scout Comics proudly presents a 1-volume collection of issues 1 and 2 of this modern skate punk horror classic. Rad Wraith is the story of a young skateboarder named Grom who falls victim to a prank gone wrong and dies at the bottom of a half-pipe. Jesus. What his killers don't know is that the half-pipe was built on cursed land, and now the curse is coming for them, and it's time to skate or die.
Oh, nice. I like the premise of that story.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm gonna have
to bring the skate or die phrase.
Here's the original. Oh yeah, we talked about this. I remember talking about this. I think I have the originals. Yeah, that's badass, man. Yeah, hell yeah. Look at these. You kidding me? It's badass.
The first cover you showed kind of looks like a Tomb cover.
Yeah. This one?
No, not that one.
The first one?
Yeah, the very
I know
first
what you
one.
were talking about. Yeah, this one's badass. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
That looks pretty cool too.
Yeah, these are all badass. This one's actually it's not that looks dope.
It's kind of like a horror poster, like to like creep show or something like that. Oh, that looks badass. I like that.
This one's cool.
Even though I stopped collecting like Spider-Man 1 homages, I kind of want to snag that.
I really like this one, dude. That one's sick.
Yeah.
That one's super badass. But this is the original. That does look kind of like Tomb stuff.
Yeah.
I love that cover, dude. I love how he's kicking the windshield. He's jumping off the windshield.
Oh, this would have been a perfect title for the artist from Santa Cruz to do.
Oh yeah, bro. I wish.
That would have been like killer.
Yeah. So, it's gonna have both issues 1 and 2 of the original in there. So, make sure you guys check that out. And then this is another badass cover that I saw. This is the 1 in 50 for Harley Quinn 35.
Yeah, I like that. I saw it this morning.
It's really dope. Yeah. Matthias Hannini? I'm never gonna get that. I'm not gonna get that one.
It's Italiano, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna mess that one up.
Just say it with your hands, and then you'll be okay.
Hey, forget about it.
I apologize, Matthias or Mateus. We're just gonna call you M. We're gonna call you M&M. No, we're not gonna do that either.
I like that, Eminem.
Yeah.
Amadeus.
Yeah.
Oh.
Eminem, no E.
So that was some good shit. I saw something really cool that I really I wanted to show Nate this too. I totally forgot last week. So this is a old school blog called Forgotten Figures, and it's old school GI Joes that I didn't know about. There a lot of them are bootlegs. Like this is a Toxo Viper from Moldova, Fun School Moldova. It's a promotional figure. A lot of these are promotional figures that are super rare. But here you guys can see that's the Toxo. This is the one that blew me away. I'm a huge fan of the original Flint design. I think it was one of always my favorite figures. One of my favorite figures to pick like second or third after you either grab Snake Eyes or Storm Shadow. I would grab like Flint and then Dial Tone, grab like the cool dudes. And I've never seen this Flint. It's a European Force Randone. It says here, basically Randone is a red dial tone with Flint arms and hawk legs. He's not the type of thing collectors would love, except that he's exceedingly rare and that alone causes people to be interested in him. I don't really want an all red. Oh wow, I thought that was Flint. Doesn't that look like Flint right there? It is dial tone. Look at that. So look how cool that is. European Force. Oh, they don't do his mustache. That's why it doesn't look like dial tone. That is fucking crazy right there, dude. It says the entire line has a panache that makes you want it. The fact some of the designs have never been revisited seems a shame after all the oversaturation that's occurred with Red Shadows in the past 10 years. There must have been one with the Baroness too. You'll pay for over $100.
Did you grab Duke 1 today?
I did. We'll talk about that definitely. I was not happy with a lot of the cover art on it for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, and then I'd never seen some of these Joes, old school Storm Shadow, unproduced figures. I'm sure, and the reason why I got here is because during the market report last week, we brought up those unproduced figures that sold for so much. It sold for like $8,000, something like that.
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, dude. So here's a bunch of just crazy. You guys can go check it out if you're Joe fans. ForgottenFigures.blogspot.com. There's a 2 dashes in between. Just search it. You'll find it. Rarities. 2005 Comic Pack Scrapped Iron Test Shot. Discolored. I have a bunch of Fireflies like this. These test shots. Yeah. Wow, dude. Look at that. Yeah, I never seen that figure. These are different country stuff. That's badass. Holy shit. What is that? Power Commando, Sound, Speed, and Sniper. One of the most popular posts from 2020 Rarities Month was the later-ish series Power Commanders figures. In that profile, I did not have an example of the Sound, Speed, and Sniper from the middle series of figures. Now, though, you can see a sample of what these figures look like. Wow.
Cool.
That's badass. Yeah, because that's supposed to be Firefly. That's super cool.
So the knockoff Joes that you find at the 99-cent store, and
some of them are worth money.
Should we be grabbing those?
Some of them are worth money, man. Not anymore. I don't think you can find these cool ones like this, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I really don't. I think that you're gonna find like at flea markets, and it says here this is unproduced, but I feel like I've seen this one. I need to start pulling out. I've been talking about this for years. In 2024, I'm going super fucking sale crazy. So I'll show you guys that, but some of the stuff that I got coming up. But I know I have some of these old school Joes and stuff that are some of these super rare ones, like some of the convention ones. Those are other things that sell well, you guys, is just like rare comics and stuff like that. You know, I show you every week on these market reports, some of these rare figures are still selling for crazy amounts. You know,
selling for crazy amounts.
Stuff that you wouldn't normally find anywhere other than, you know, in a flea market or some crazy shit like that, or people selling their collections. A lot of people are selling their collections and stuff, you know. So,
oh dang, super chat.
Oh, nice. Shout out to Ronnie. He says, "Happy New Year, Bryan. All of you, thanks for all the great shows this year. Just in case you didn't know, the new online sales cap is $5,000, not $600. Now going into 2024. Much love, brothers," with a $20 super chat. Hell yeah. Yeah, that's huge. That's a big deal. We needed that.
I'm sure that slowed down a lot of people from selling online too, like hearing that after $600 in the transaction that you were going to get a 1099.
Yeah. Yeah, I took some video that I'm trying to find real quick to share with everybody. This is crazy if I can find it. All right. So I'm going to start trying to do, I've talked about it already. I'm going to be spending more time into Jesse's comic shop. And, you know, I'm trying to set up a sale every Sunday. It's going to be like a power block sale of just like crazy comics, toys, cards. You know, the shop is packed with stuff. I'll be selling a bunch of my stuff too. And it'll probably also be content at the same time, you know. I'll be hanging out in the comic shop while I'm doing it. Sometimes I'll do it at my house, but for the most part, I'll like be hanging out in the comic shop and that type of stuff. So that's what I'm talking about, Ronnie. Hell yeah. Appreciate you.
Squeeze
brother.
Me.
Yeah.
Better go wipe. Do you guys get the email from eBay that no 1099s are coming out this year for the 600 and over?
Yeah, that they're not.
Yeah, they're not. They're pushing it.
That's what he was just talking about.
Okay.
Yeah. So, all right.
I heard they had no way to actually track it.
Right? Is it 5,000 they're changing it to? That's what Ronnie said.
I heard it was 20,000 and some amount of sales, like 500 sales and 20,000. I have to go back and look at my
that's what it was originally.
Yeah, I think that's what it's. Well, I'm pretty sure that's what it said. The email, I have to go back and check, because I remember looking at it and going, "Oh shit!" So they're just going back to the norm. Okay.
Oh yeah, Wookie Father saying it's 20K or more this year, and I think it's like 500 transactions. I want to say.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why you open multiple bank accounts to get 20,000 in.
Oh shit!
Multiple eBay accounts.
Tips from a money launderer. I like it.
And then you got to make sure you pick that right spot in your backyard where you're burying your cash in, next to that body that you don't want anyone to find out about.
There you go.
And Chad Caves comes in with another super chat. He says, "Oh, where is it? There it is. Oh, stop that. Yes, Happy New Year, you filthy animals. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you." It's good shit.
I need to watch that movie.
Yeah, it's a good one to watch. I was hoping that this was going to upload faster. It is not. But let me see if I can play it for you guys. Check this out.
Avoiding Taxes 001.
I don't know if you guys can see this, but this is what I'm going to have available to sell. Look at all these, dude.
Oh, nice.
These are all action figures. Toys. Boxes.
Is this at Jesse's shop, or is this your place?
This is at Jesse's shop. So much shit, man. This is just the toy section, too. It's crazy.
On Saturday, y'all said I was behind the CGC scam. That's what I was busy doing.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that the toy fans will be out hanging out at these sales, because there's going to be a lot of stuff. I'll be able to take requests. I mean, you name it, it's there. Star Wars figures, Turtles, every Nintendo stuff, statues, video games, all kinds of stuff. Carded, loose, everything. You name it, it's going to be there. So I'll probably do 10 or so items of each, maybe 20 or so items of each from each area type deal. And this just keeps going. So once it gets uploaded, I'll make a post about it and we'll talk more about it. But it's going to be selling season. But that being said, I need to start pulling out some of those G.I. Joe, those crazy G.I. Joes. That I know I have some of them. All right, you guys ready?
Are you not selling those? Like, are you holding them, or are you just waiting for the Jesse stuff, the Jesse sales?
So all those that I just showed?
Yeah, those are all going on Jesse sale.
No, those are all available. That are going to be available to people if they want. If they're into toys, all that stock is available at the shop during these sales. I'm going to be doing on Sundays. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and then I'll be bringing in my stuff. I'm going to be selling. I'm getting a lot of books graded right now. So I'll be doing a lot of that stuff too.
So it's in the shop, and will it be online also? Like that Facebook Marketplace deal that he does, or
so what
Facebook
I'm going to
Live
do
thing he does?
Most likely it's going to be through eBay Live, but
eBay Live, gotcha.
Yeah, I plan on streaming it to everything, right? Like, why not do it on eBay Live? Do it on CBSN, Comic Book Shopping Network. Do it on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Just put it out everywhere, right? Fuck it. Turn it into content at the same time. Do kind of like what I really wanted to do at Whatnot, but never really did. You know, build. He wants to build a little podcasting area in the store. You know, maybe it'll be a good place to podcast. I know there's a couple other stores that want to do stuff like that. You know, might as well, if they have the ability, might as well do that. You got to kind of pivot with everything that's going on nowadays.
Yeah.
So, and of course, he's already done that. He's the king of that shit. All right.
Have you guys tried to put sets together and seeing if that helps a little bit? Other than just single everything out, like sets of books, sets of Joes, sets of anything.
No, I haven't done any of that stuff.
I need to do that.
You talked about this, which was interesting, dude. What is this? This Card Dealer Pro?
Somebody gave me a different version. I think it was Chad Cave, maybe 6 months ago or something. And I remember looking at it, but I didn't really go too deep into it. And then this one came up recently. A friend sent me this.
This is the scanning tool.
Yeah, it's a scanning tool. There's 300 cards a pop. Very similar to what Chad was talking about 6 months ago. But this one seemed pretty easy to use. I just want to know, do you have to buy a certain printer, or can you do it on any printer? It says scanners up there, so maybe they sell the actual device. I don't know. But it looks cool. I need it. 300 cards an hour? 300 listings an hour? That's insane.
Yeah, but do you want to put everything up there and just flood? You know what I mean?
I'm not going to flood it. It's going to be in my store. Just to have 300 listings, it took me an hour, maybe 2 at the most.
Yeah,
that'd be incredible.
True.
I need to unload this shit.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I think they show up to different card shows, and then you can just bring them a pile, and they'll demo it for you. Or you pay a fee or whatever, and they'll link it to your account.
Look at that. Here we go.
Pro, all designed to improve your workflow. We've now expanded our categories, including wrestling, multisport, and the largest and fastest growing sport in the world, soccer, now available on CDP. We have a brand new scanning app called Trading Cards Scanner that's available in the Mac App Store. This is the first of its kind, giving you the ability to scan with your Ricoh 8170 onto your Mac computer. We're really excited to bring this to the Mac community. And those are the updates for Card Dealer Pro 2.0. We're really excited about these updates and think it's going to deliver a ton of speed and even an improved listing experience for our customers. If you want to try it out, go to carddealerpro.com and sign up.
That's interesting.
You're scanning them in top loaders.
Okay.
Number one question we get asked when scanning cards with the Fujitsu 8170 into Card Dealer Pro is, does it damage my cards? And I'm here to tell you, you have options. The 8170 works perfectly with penny sleeves and top loaders. All right, now I want to demonstrate what it looks like scanning with the 8170 with penny sleeves and top loaders. First up, we're going to do penny sleeves. You can see they effortlessly glide through and prevent any sort of damage. All right, now for top-loaded cards, for anything of higher value that you're very concerned about damage, it works perfectly in the 8170. You can scan your cards in top loaders. If this is something of interest to you, head over to Card Dealer Pro. So with our... All right, we're here with Card Dealer Pro. I'm
going to mute this shit. I want to see...
We need to check out the reviews.
Here we go. See, it's a certain type of printer you have to use. Or a scanner.
Right?
A scanner.
Okay.
The Fujitsu 8170 scanner. And then they must add something to it.
Yeah.
They add a little
Oh, like sizing for the cards and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like a little case to catch your cards.
And the software for it, you
The
know?
software, yeah.
It probably just like makes a database for you on your computer or whatever.
There are two main ways.
And then you can just import that into like eBay, I guess, of some sort of way.
Yeah.
That would be my assumption.
Yeah. That is kind of crazy. I mean, we've seen those before, but it's interesting. The only thing is that I just hope that people don't think that you can just go and just buy monster boxes from people and just spend all your days putting them in here, and you're not gonna sell commons.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, and I wouldn't even run. I don't care what they say. I wouldn't run penny sleeves. I'd be running top loaders, especially anything worth over like $30.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. It would be like buying, people buying tons and tons of long boxes, thinking every long box is gonna have. You're just gonna put.
There's thousands of dollars of comics in each box.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what happened to my friend. He's like his stepdad inherited a collection or whatever, and then they wanted me to go through it to see if there's anything that sticks out that's like a mega key or whatever. And then I think the best book that was out of there was probably like a Batman Adventures 12, but like in super low grade, like probably not even a 6.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right, let's get into the market report here in a second. Let me get these gone. Go through these. Some interesting stuff on the market report this week. Actually, some beyond interesting. Most of it, actually, it's all comics and toys this week. Nothing. I didn't really get into the music stuff or the real too deep into the magazine stuff this week, just because there's so many good comic stuff to talk about. So let me go ahead and bring that stuff in here.
Chad, you're right. Justin, you're right. When it says tax year 2023, that means filed in 2024. Tax year 2024 means filed in 2025. You guys are right. You're reading it right.
All right, here we go. All right, so let me close this stuff here. Yeah, the market report is very interesting this week. Let's bring that up. Drop that down. Okay. Jesus, dude. Oh, so much to do on this damn thing. All right, for the market report, let's get into some of the comic stuff. I saw this. This was a Detective Comics 177 double cover.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah. Right?
Doesn't that look like a good buy, right?
Yeah.
$410 probably.
For 51. Yeah.
Here's my problem. It's even worse doing a market report now with all this craziness going on with, changing books and playing with books and this and that and changing things and taking out staples, like, are they doing that with double covers? Like, I'm really worried about that stuff, Yeah. So, but, so hopefully that'll change and something's going to come, CGC is going to come out and say, hey, we're changing the game or we're doing this to change my feeling on this. But it's rough out there right now. I don't believe a lot of sales anymore, obviously. But that's why I've changed my market report style. My market report style is more just showing cool things that I saw and fun stuff. Every once in a while I'll throw in there. So let's get back to it. Here we go. The Adventures of Superman $4.99, the DC Universe variant, sold for $450 on one bid. I wish Legg was here because he's really good on knowing how rare a lot of these DC Universe variants are. I totally forget that this is a rare one or not, but $450 for this one.
I thought the Superman ones were fairly common.
Some of them are. Some of them are rare that that
the Batgirl or not Batgirl,
the
Supergirl one.
Yeah,
that's the one that always comes to mind for
Yeah.
Superman, but I don't know about any of the other ones.
An X-23 Delato variant, 9/8 signature series, sold for $1,726 on 43 bids.
I love that book.
Yeah, pretty interesting. That book is just tanked. Yep. We talked about this, I think, last week. Star Trek graphic novels are selling for ridiculous amounts. This is the Star Trek graphic novel collection. They have a ton of them, I guess. We talked about the Trial of Kirk last week, and it sold for a ridiculous amount. And here is Volume 110, Repercussions, sold for $494 on 7 bids. And then 2000 AD, another rare newspaper print style UK book, just like Captain Britain. This also came with certain issues, came with freebies. Issue number 1 went, or Prog number 1, they call them Prog or Program number 1 in 2000 AD. But this one came with a pretty interesting space spinner, and there's the space spinner with it. That's pretty cool. Sold for $478, right?
Don't worry, if you don't have it still, you can 3D print it now.
Yes. Yeah. How about Incredible Hulk 271 First Rocket Raccoon 9/8 white pages, sold for less than $1,000?
Wow.
Well, that's down.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
White pages don't bring a premium anymore, I guess.
I don't know what brings a premium in comics. Not even Mark Jeweller's variants do anymore after this shit.
It's got to be blood, right?
Well, we'll see. We'll see. This is a cool one. Flying Saucers from Avon Comics. A Wally Wood UFO cover. A 3.5 sold for $338.
I like that.
Yeah. I always love. What's that?
$100 a point.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
No. I always loved Mr. Mixelplick, or however you say his name, and I always thought getting early appearances of him would have been cool. His first appearance used to be ridiculous, and it's coming back down. There was a 4.0 that sold like about a month ago for like $2,000 plus, and then a 4.5 sold this last week for $1,275. Superman number 30. So a lot of Golden Age sales, you guys, are out there. People are just selling off books like crazy on eBay right now. It's nuts. Never seen this book. Master Comics number 21, a good plus 2.5 unrestored complete copy, sold for $2,775 on 29 bids. It's got Captain Marvel on the cover with Bullet Man and the first appearance of the super crazy Captain Nazi.
What? I never heard of Captain Nazi.
Right? How crazy is that? Look at that cover. He's got a big swastika on his chest. And, I mean...
and it's called Master Comics. So
I know, dude. It's crazy, bro.
Is this where they got Red Skull from? Is that...
It's the original.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's nuts, though, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going after him. They're fighting him in this. It's wartime, so they're fighting him in this. But, yeah. A 9.0 Green Lantern 76 sold for $1,647. That is such a killer book, and I can't believe a 9.0 only sells for that. I feel like a 9.0 of that book should sell for more, but it's because I have personal love for it. But man, I'm gonna start keeping my eye on some of those high grade copies of this book. You have to now. Things are falling. Like maybe this is, this might fall even more, or you might be able to get it cheaper or higher grades cheaper. We'll see. But man, some books are getting to that point, Richie. Like you were saying, you gotta start picking them up.
It's like, did you ever want this book? Now is the time to like watch those books that are on your grail list, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby Benson's B Bar B Riders number 13. It has a Frazetta Ghost Rider on the cover.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
This is an 8.0, you guys. A CGC 8.0 of this book sold for $530. It has a Frazetta cover of Ghost Rider, not just the Ghost Rider art, I believe, is Frazetta. Could be wrong though, but still, that's super cool. An 8.0 for $530. Jesus.
They should have changed the riders to bikers. There's any more B's in there.
By the way, have you guys seen the Barbie movie?
Yeah.
I just saw it the other day. It's incredible. I love it.
It was pretty good.
Hi, Nathan says I'd collect booger books if it was a pedigree. The pick it, stick it pedigree.
The library pedigree. The library.
Yeah, here's another crazy book. Blue Bolt Weird Comics number 115, a classic LB Cole skull cover. 6.5 sold for $3,052. Pretty crazy.
Needs more mullet.
Yep. All right. A crazy tough to get in high grade John Byrne cover, Spectacular Spider-Man 101. A 9.8 sold for $309. This book used to be ridiculous in a 9.8.
Mm.
So beautiful. Look how good that looks.
Yeah.
Graded. Yeah. It looks good. So does a G.I. Joe 21 in a 9.8. And a blue label looks good in a CGC case. Here's one that sold for $1,600.
Is that down?
Oh yeah. What
was the high on it? Like, was it 3K?
I want to say, yeah, if not more. I need to get pay for GPA or something. Figure out.
Oh, I have it. I just don't have it open. I'll get it.
Fantastic Four number 5, First Doctor Doom, and a 2.5 sold for $4,400. That's another book that is way down, I imagine. Maximum Carnage number 1, the GameStop game promo, in a 9.8 sold for $1,843. That's another rare, tough book. Really tough to get in high grade. And then 301 is surprisingly tough to get in high grade. And a 9.8, you can get a 9.8 now for $1,332. Beautiful.
I know
book.
that's down.
Yeah.
I like that book in a newsstand.
Look how pretty the blue looks on the trade dress.
Yep. I love that cover.
Yeah. This blew my mind. A Star Wars 68 CGC 9.8 newsstand sold for $1,481. What the fuck? That is nuts.
9.8 off-white to white.
Yeah, that's crazy.
50 bids too. Wow.
Yeah. That's just way too much for me for that book.
Yeah.
Remember these Spawn Collectibles graphic novels that I think you could only get if you worked at the plant or something like that? Yeah. What?
G.I. Joe 21, that hit an all-time high of $5,000.
Wow.
Oh, but that was in 21. Last year was 4,800. This year the high is $2,012.
Jeez.
What about that Spectacular Spider-Man 101?
Let me check. Let's see.
That's another book that I think is crazy. Everything's 90% of stuff is down, but I mean, we talked about that earlier.
Okay, Spectacular Spider-Man. Do you know what year that was?
I think it's like 85.
Okay, yeah, I found it. Let's see. And then this is 101, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. All-time high of $575.
$575. That's it. Holy
yeah, that
cow.
was the highest. Yeah.
Wow.
And that was in 2021.
I felt like that was way more.
The high for this year is 380. Last year was 450.
Wow. What about a Fantastic Four number 5 and a 2.5?
Fantastic Four. Let's see, number 5 and the 2.5. You said.
Are you looking cover price, Aaron?
No.
I apologize, guys. I have found the perfect munchie.
Is that edible?
Gushers.
So the high for this year is $7,600. Last year was $8,900, and that was the all-time high. Was the $8,895.
Justin Shannon says, Brian, I bought a CGC 2.5 for $5,769 in June. Wow.
Which is like right. The low for this year is $4,250. Oh, I see his though. The 5,769. Is that what he said?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, the collectible graphic novels, those things are really rare, and a set of them sold for $787. I feel like those were selling by themselves for that. So, this Popeye book we talked about a while ago, I remember we couldn't figure out what it was, and it was like the first appearance of Popeye. And here it is again. Sold a raw copy sold for $1,538.
So it's a time traveler, then, huh?
Yep.
That's picking these up, coming back.
Probably. That's a tough book right there. How about the Journey into Mystery Venom variant, the Stephanie Hans Venom variant, a signature series with a sketch, it looks like, by Stephanie Hans, sold for $529.
Wow.
That book is way down. And it's a sketch signature series. Holy shit.
It's probably because, like, how often do you hear Stephanie Hahn's name, like, pop up?
Yeah.
Like,
well,
I don't know.
Yeah. Richie, you're about to get crazy. You're gonna lose it. What if Venom Possessed Deadpool #1, the newsstand, sold for $299?
Wow.
That's a steal.
That's a fucking Grand Theft Comic. Wow. Wonder what the condition is. It's only one bid, too. I'm thinking there's something wrong with the book.
Somebody probably sniped it, man.
Someone probably just listed it at that price. Like, this is the lowest I'll
Buy
take.
it now, yeah.
Yeah, and then, well, it just ran it as an auction or whatever for, like, less fees or whatever.
Yeah, that's the one bid thing. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. But, I mean, like, that's still a steal.
Yeah, it's a newsstand.
Damn, it's tight.
You've always said that. Anytime that book comes up, you always talk about how there's a newsstand out there.
I love that book.
The Venom Lethal Protector, the Platinum Edition. I think Italian, right? Yeah, Italian.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful book. Another tough to find book. Here's a 9/4 signature series by McFarlane. Looks gorgeous in that case.
That's a tough book to get in high grade.
That's a good color, yeah. And that's it. Like Aaron said, tough book in high grade.
Well, because it came like shrink wrapped, like where, if you've ever worked at a restaurant where they, you wrap the plastic and then you heat seal it. That's what they did to those comics.
No way.
Yeah, I mean, it's like that. I don't know if it's actually heat sealed or whatever, but that's what it looks like.
I like the McFarlane color on there. That's tight.
Look at that Vampirella book. That is such a rare Vampirella book. Super.
Oh, we talked about that on the Long Story Short because it comes in different colors.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is the rarest. Okay. It was a printing error, and they just said, "Fuck it, let's go with it." There's like 5 of them.
Yeah,
like it.
Right? There's like less than like 2 of them or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, it's like less than 10. I think it's like, what, 5 maybe?
Something crazy, dude.
It's something weird like that.
Yeah, it was a printing error. And they just said, fuck it. Let's just sell them. Next, tough book that has lost its luster. For some reason, collectors, man, they used to go crazy for Deadline #1, first appearance of Tank Girl. Big magazine size, tough to get in high grades from the UK. Great cover. Jamie Hewlett cover. Love the way Deadline looks down the side. Looks good in a CGC magazine case that you could never get that thing graded for the longest time until this year. $575 for a 7.5.
Is Deadline magazine the same people that do the site? Deadline site?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. Yeah, these Deadline books are full of Tank Girl stuff, like for the first like 8 issues, I think. And then they have a lot of like early, Warren Ellis stuff, a lot of early UK creator stuff. I don't know I can't remember this book, the Steve Universe comic book. What is this? Is this like do you know anything? You guys know anything about this Steve Universe comic book?
Never heard of it.
Is it Steven Universe?
Steven Universe, yeah. Kaboom.
So Steven Universe is a cartoon from Cartoon Network. I know for a while they were doing stuff with was it Oni Press? I want to say
this is Boom. Old school.
Is it Boom?
It looks like old school Boom, but I could be wrong.
It was one of the two, but yeah, it's definitely like for, I guess the younger part of the millennials were really into this cartoon, and then I think that generation like that's right after millennials. Like,
what year is this, Aaron?
I don't remember when this came out.
It looks like that book was a garage find or a storage locker find, because by looking at the listing in all lowercase and no other information, it's just the title and it says comic book. It looks like somebody found it in a storage locker.
So the final episode was in 2019 and it started in 2013.
That's number 6. Number 6 sold for a shit ton. Here's the rest. It's just the regular book. It's early Boom Studios. 2014, 2015.
Okay.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, it definitely has a cult following, and I mean, I remember a lot of their stuff coming out, like different collectible stuff, like was always expensive, and people would, look for it.
It's cool.
He says, "I have 4 kids. Trust me, it's amazing." You hardly see early Action Comics like this, man. Just Action Comics number 3 sold for $8,108 raw. It's a very good, crazy early Superman, obviously, but man.
But do you think it's because like what Action Comics 1s is like millions, right? Should like Action Comics 3, should that be like in the 25,000s, like no matter what grade it is or whatever?
Yeah, if it had Superman like on the cover, it would be
50,000, 100,000. Should that be a 6-figure comic?
Probably.
I mean, eBay is probably also not the best place to like auction that off.
Book, yeah, that should be.
Yeah, I mean that's like that's a heritage book all day.
Hack Slash, the Suicide Girls annual variant with the playing cards. Sold for $560 on 5 bids.
I know a lot of those crossover with the Suicide Girl stuff. Like a lot of that stuff is super rare.
Super rare, dude. Well, that hack slash stuff is great, man. We'll go. Did we go over their covers yet? We went over the vampire versus werewolves. We went over what other series did we go over? Their covers were so cool. I can't remember. We'll go over the hack slash stuff if we haven't gone through them.
You collaborate with Jen.
Yeah.
Like she's a big fan of those. Or keeps track of those. Or she's the only person I know that besides Longshort that could really do good on doing a deep dive on
the 94 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Apollo 11 figure is badass, and it sold loose for $200. That's a cool figure.
Oh, I have some of those. Like, which one do I have? I think I have the Donatello where he was like in the Air Force, but I still have all the accessories set aside. I mean, it's out of package, but some of those sell for a lot. Oh man, I might have to sell away like my childhood then.
I would. You can always buy it back.
That's true.
Mego Spider-Man car. Look at that thing with the box. Old school. Before all of our time.
Little bidding war there that was going on.
Yep.
My kid's gonna use this.
Nintendo toys are surprisingly constantly selling. Look at this old school. It's 2.5-inch figure. Jack's Pacific World of Nintendo Koopa, Roy Koopa from what? Mario 3? It was Mario 3 with all the kids, right?
On 64?
Mm-mm.
Nintendo?
Mm-hmm.
I remember.
I think so. I could be wrong. But $261 for that toy.
Wow.
It's crazy too. I mean, it's hard to tell which Mario figure is gonna like hit, right?
Yeah.
Like, because a lot of those go on clearance, and it's just like kind of holding to find out what happens if it hits or not, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, there's got to be people out there who just have tons of these sitting in boxes.
Yeah.
I love this G.I. Joe Star Brigade vehicle. It's one of the big tech bots. You put a figure in them. It's like a mech.
Oh, that's badass.
Yeah. Tough to find. It was at the end of the G.I. Joe run. They were starting to get kind of crazy. Do these like alien monster figures, but yeah, tough to find that. It's sealed, $245. I feel like that's a good buy. That'd be fun to play with. 1991 Kenner, The Real Ghostbusters Ecto Glow Egon. Must be rare because loose, almost $200.
It's because it had the proton pack. Without that, forget it.
Yeah. This is kind of crazy. Winston Toys Vintage 1985 Rocky and Ivan Drago Eraser 4-inch figures.
That's kind of cool.
$400 on 22 bids.
Wow. That's awesome. I love those figures too. That's so tight. Is it are they attached to that ring in the back?
I don't think so.
Is that there
cool.
like have the little so you can put them both in there and fight each other?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's like a pencil stand, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what they're
pencil
called?
holder or something like that.
Okay.
Probably.
Wait, is it just me or is Ivan a little bit taller?
He was way bigger in the movie.
Well,
right?
I mean, I get it, but I mean, like, to scale a toy or whatever, they're not gonna proportion it to that.
I will break you.
How about a rare monster in my pocket? NES exclusive. We were talking about Monster in My Pockets last week, and here's one. I don't know where it came from. I'm going to look it up real quick.
That almost sounds like a pickup line. Like, is that a monster in my pocket, or am I just happy to see you?
Yeah. What is it? Konami? How do you say that? Konami? Are they the ones that make
Konami.
Konami, they make Yu-Gi-Oh cards? Is that the same?
That sounds right.
Let's see here what it says here.
Oh wait, it's spelled differently. I'm pretty sure.
It's difficult to find in blue, and here's the difficult blue one right there. NES inserts. Yeah, these were like NES oddball Monster in My Pocket figures, Blemia, and half-size styrofoam piece. Oh, so it was from a rare insert. Let's see here. The figure was only available as a premium freebie packaged with the video game, the NES video game. It was available in all 4 standard Series 3 colors, neon green, orange, pink, and blue, and had a points value of 25. So you could actually use it to play with. I'm telling you, man, these were like early Pokemon.
I believe it.
That's super cool. I love stuff like finding out stuff like that. A bunch, 43 battle beasts with all their weapons. I think somebody got a great deal. $716. Those things sell for so much with their weapons, man.
Do you know how hard it is to keep those weapons together on loose figures? I mean, especially that small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit. It's crazy.
These are when the G.I. Joes came back out at one point a few years back, and I think some of these might have been like you could only get them at certain places, but I don't. I remember getting some of these. My mom got them for me. Like she saw them in like a store and was like, "Oh, I bet you he'll love these," and I love them. They're great. I think I gave them away, but I didn't realize they were this expensive. These are the Dreadnoughts and Sergeant Slaughter's Marauders battle set packs. You got 7 figures in each. Look how much they sell for, man.
Fuck yeah, that's tight.
And then a super rare figure for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is the Slash figure with the bright yellow belly and purple belt with a red S. As you can see, it sells for $710 mint on card.
Wow.
I always loved the Slash character. I thought that was a cool character.
This middle item that you're about to bring up, I thought it was a Lunchable at first.
Bro,
it does look like one.
I've never seen these before. They're called Lokester Riders. They're like supposed to be like little homies, but they're this is
Cholos.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen them. It's called Lokester Riders. This is the first set, I guess. It sold for $204.
You see the figures are going like this? Are they throwing up sets?
No, they must go in cars. No, it looks like they're riding. Like you put them in. They must go in like lowriders because it looks like they're riding in lowriders. You see it? There's no bottom half. So you must put them in certain types of cars.
Okay, I see. So they're like,
yeah.
You can melt them onto a Hot Wheel or something like that.
Well, now we got to look this up.
Maybe it's probably bikers. They're probably like the Vagos, and they got ape hangers.
Here we go.
Ape hanger handlebars.
Let's take a look. This is interesting.
The Mongols, Vagos.
Lokester Riders. What the hell are these things? Here we go. Okay. Yeah, see? They're like riding.
But what are they riding?
Besides that, I don't know if you put them. Here we go.
6-foot Impala, lowrider bikes, Softail Harleys.
I don't know. Place them inside your favorite 1/24 scale die-cast or model cars. See, they have the legs, or you can just put them in with their bodies. So they fit in a 24 scale models. That's cool, dude. Yeah, Big Remo knows. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Remelody was exactly up.
Yeah, dude, that's dope, bro. That's super
They
cool.
They should have cholas like riding my own lady too. That'd be tight.
The worst TV show that I think people love for some reason is The Greatest American Hero. It is so dumb. I remember watching it as a kid thinking, this is so cheesy. But look at this. This is a Mego vintage Greatest American Hero 3 3/4 figure. It sold for $360.
Wow. That's tight.
Yeah. I wish Nate was here. Nate has one of these. He had Hood press the mail away, and he's got it put in a nice loose case. This is the Boba Fett with the mail away note to consumers that they couldn't do the rocket firing missile. And as you can see, it sells for a lot when they're all together, $695, and that's probably pretty cheap. So, and then next to it, the Kenner Sears Cantina playset sealed. If you guys don't know, this is where the rare blue snaggletooth figure comes from. And as you see, it sold for a lot. With out the box, it sold for $2,025 for the whole set.
Wow.
Super rare.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then this is crazy. Look at how cool Italy's He-Man looked. Like, Italy's He-Man looks cooler than our He-Man. Right?
That's like beach He-Man.
Yeah. Like, his face is different. His hair is different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This sold the Master of the Universe Laser Power He-Man from Italy sold for $271 loose. And pretty tore up.
It feels like a good deal, though. Feels like that thing's super rare.
One of my all-time
Mad
favorite
Balls.
toys. Yep, Mad Balls. Here's an estate find with a huge lot of OG Mad Balls. I don't see Oculus in there. Oculus is my favorite. Him and the skull one. But I don't see Oculus in there, which sucks. But that whole lot sold for $357 loose. Those are so tough to find. And then a Dragon Blaster Skeletor mint on card from '84 sold for $787. Look how badass! People forget how badass this figure was. It had a skeleton, a dragon that kind of like hung over his back and would like shoot. Would it shoot water? I can't remember, but it was like it was so cool, dude. Look at the art on it.
Yeah,
it looks great.
I used to have his castle, Skeletor's castle.
Stuff's great, man. I love it. All right, and then we've got some even more interesting stuff I've saved for everybody. This is from Mark Grunwald, a famous comic book writer. He did a thing called a treatise on reality and comic literature by Mark Grunwald. This is so crazy. I don't know. I had to look it up. And this is from 1976. A study of the fictional reality in comics. It's super weird. Sold for $345.
Oh, it's almost like a thesis or research paper or something like that.
It says, this is the first major treatise that I know of on the subject of reality as depicted in comic literature. This paper will provide a detailed examination of the evolution of parallel dimensions concept and further present a theory that binds all the varied and sometimes conflicting representations of reality into a single self-consistent system of universes. This is crazy, bro. He's got Hyborian age and history of this primary system. He's got all the characters. This is, if you guys know more, if there's anybody out there that knows more about this, let me know, because this is just nuts. So for $345,
there's got to be someone in our chat that took his like college course,
right? There he is reading The Flash of Two Worlds.
Is he talking about different continuities and universes and kind of like
I have no
family
idea.
tree on them?
It says
that's cool.
I was aware of the inherent problems in each of the intents of this project. To research the history of parallel dimensions, I had to rely primarily on my own resources. Approximately 3,500 comics of Marvel and DC extraction, and thus risk overlooking something that merits discussion. To formulate a comprehensive theory of the structure of reality, I had to take into account that it was not the primary object of the various writers whose works are correlated herein to present a picture of the reality in any way consistent with any other writer's depictions, but rather it was their object to tell an interesting story. So how does reality enter the picture? Any work of fiction establishes its own reality for the duration of the work. In comics, where the general format is a continuing series of stories about a single character, the reality is basically the same from story to story, i.e. there's some consistency between established points of legend, such as green rocks always weaken a hero. The reality for most fictional characters is usually very close to what we, the writer and the readers of the treatise, call reality, except that it allows for the existence of said characters. Oh, wow, that's crazy, man. So he's just basically saying when these creators created these characters and while we're reading them, we're in a different reality, parallel dimensions, parallel realities. Man, Mark Grunwald is out. He's up there with Neil Adams in his coast-to-coast craziness, and I frickin' love it. Let's go take a look at all the great things Mark Grunwald has written. Spider-Woman, 9 through 20, Marvel 2-in-1, Thor, What If, Hawkeye, Captain America, Squadron Supreme. He's been writing just crazy stuff, man. Look at that. He was Marvel's executive editor, 1987. Died in 96. His 60-issue run on Quasar realized Grunwald's ambition to write his own kind of superhero. However, he considers his magnum opus to be the mid-80s 12-issue maxi-series Squadron Supreme, which told the story of an alternate universe where a group of well-intended superheroes decide they would be best suited to run the planet. Man, that's interesting. So there you go. $345 this sold for. Pretty cool. All right, moving on. The first appearance of the furry Irma Felina by S. Galachi. Steve Galachi, is it Steve? I don't know what his first name is or how to say his last name, but this is Huzzah, Volume 1, Issue 1. It looks like it was self-published, but in the interior is Irma Felina, Part 1, The Rabbit Strike. It's a furry tale. Early furry stuff. Look at that. Look how much it sold for.
Wow.
$767.
That's crazy.
That is awesome. Irma Felina. Yeah, let's see what this says down here. You're bidding on the original issue of Huzzah, Volume 1, Number 1, first printing, published in June 79 by Three-Hand Graphics of Wichita, Kansas. Please refer to all the photos. It says here, this issue of Huzzah is unique and important in the history of comics as it contains the very first published Irma Felina story by artist and writer Stephen A. Galachi. The Irma Felina storyline would go on to anchor Galachi's signature series Albedo Anthropomorphics, which is now widely regarded as originating the furry comic book subgenre. These stories feature sophisticated explorations of complex personal, cultural, and sophistical conflicts. The plots are at least partially driven by the mammalian or avian characteristics of the human-like characters, which influence their roles, attitudes, or actions. Other writers would soon follow in this subgenre, like Stan Sakai with his popular series Usagi Yojimbo, which made its first appearance in Albedo. This is awesome, dude. How cool is that? It says the original distribution of this fanzine was approximately 200 copies, a page count of 48, and it's 8 inches height by 6 inches in width. Wow, man.
Nice.
That's super, super cool. That is rare right there. $767. Tony Moore. This is an original comic story and art by Tony Moore. 12 pages of a story that never got put out.
Nice.
This is crazy, dude. These are 12 original full-size comic book pages by Walking Dead co-creator Tony Moore. All are on 11 by 17 comic book artboards. It's a beautiful collection of artwork by the legendary artist. All work is full-size from 1998. Each page is signed on the back by Tony Moore. This is a complete unpublished story. Wow, dude. I can't believe this only sold for $1,000.
And it's 12 pages.
Look at that.
I like how it's shipped first class.
That's pretty amazing to have 12 pages of an unpublished story by a creator that's a big creator.
Yeah.
Wow, man. That's nuts. All right, we got a couple more here. We've got Fantastic Four pencils on Marvel Stationery Lightbox from Marvel Pin Mania signed by Jack Kirby. Now, I don't know what that means. If this is Marvel Stationery that Jack Kirby did a sketch on and signed it, and it only sold for $876, I'm going to be super pissed. Let's see what it says. From the depths of the Kirby Crypt Fantastic Four collection comes this beautiful lightbox sketch of the Fantastic Four taken and rearranged from a 1969 Marvel Mania pinback. Signed by Jack Kirby and originally sold from his household. In the accompanying print out of a comment posted on the Comix art site in 2006, David Schwartz, representing the Kirby estate, writes, Upon researching the provenance of the artwork, I believe that it indeed came from the Kirby household. As a result, if Jack sold this piece and signed it, then clearly he believed he worked on it. Wow, did Kirby actually do the light boxing? Probably not, but he did sign it and it's done on original Marvel stationery and displays well. That's crazy. So they don't know if Kirby did the light boxing sketch, but man. Would you take a shot on that for $876?
I don't see why not.
Yeah.
I think I've spent more money on dumber shit and gotten less out of it. So
yeah.
Doesn't seem like that big of a stretch, especially for a Kirby autograph.
Yeah. This is crazy. I've never seen this. 1952 Pittsburgh Courier 8-page comics section. Jackie Ormes, African American. It's a black war hero, I think. Published weekly, Pittsburgh Courier. Guy takes a well-earned arrest in Pakistan after cracking an arms smuggling ring. But in the French West Africa at the port of Casablanca, the seeds for Guy's next battle with death are already being sown. A freighter unloads a valuable shipment of American tanks. I don't know what this is, but it sounds interesting. Here we go. That's it. The Chisholm Kid. The Chisholm Kid helps Nora Carter race against evil Chet Broderick for the new haulage contract. In an attack, Broderick's men break Nora's wagon and think her out of the race, but the kid and she decide to take the shortcut through the mountains with the new wagon. That's interesting. That's the story they're talking about right there. So this is kind of like what they did with the Spirit stuff.
Oh, where it's like a compilation of different comics and...
Well, they put it in... it's all a bunch of stories. Look at that. Dawn Powers, a boxer. Sold for $400. Yeah, there's more stories. So yeah, that's interesting. So with the Spirit, they put it in the newspapers. You know, and that's how you would get the comic. You didn't buy the comic. This was just in newspapers. That's pretty interesting. Awesome. Yeah, $400. All right, next. Boris Karloff thriller #1 from the original 1962 Gold Key run, signed and inscribed by Boris Karloff. Happy birthday, Jerry. Boris Karloff. Look at that.
That's awesome.
Little known fact that Jerry was Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if the buyer was Jerry.
$875 it sold for. That's pretty cool. Johnny the Homicidal Maniac, Johann Vasquez, Invader Zim lot. So a bunch of Johann Vasquez stuff. It looks like shirts, some graphic novels. Sold for $610. People love his stuff.
Yeah.
Especially
looks
that.
Like someone robbed
a Hot Topic.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looked like someone robbed a Hot Topic and sold this lot.
Here's Squeezy. Yeah, look at that. Early Johnny the Homicidal Maniac stuff. That's cool. $610. Bunch of shirts. All right. Amazing Spider-Man #1 Platinum Edition CGC 92, and it has the envelope to the retailer with it. Another sale with the envelope and the letter from the retailer. This is super cool. Whoever bought this, congratulations. You got a great item for $632. You got everything that it came with.
I might have to buy back into this book.
Right? If it comes with this stuff, I'm in.
Yeah.
This is kind of cool. Check this out. Bill Ward signed large original vintage cartoon Betty Page. Look at that. Original art.
Jesus, those things are like heat-seeking missiles, those nips. Nice. Look at those calves. Whoa.
That is awesome.
I wonder what he's saying. Do you work out? Come here often? Holy shit. That's
sold for $1,150.
Wow, that's tight. That's dope. 8 bids too.
This is cool. This guy sold a bunch of these. I believe this is Neil Adams. I might be wrong though. But for some reason I think this might be Neil Adams. I could be wrong.
Okay.
I probably am. 66. I feel like Neil Adams did another issue with that character on it. JLA Flash comic pack in high grade from 1966, dude. Check this out. This is the old comic pack. It's, got the comics inside.
How much were those comic packs?
It sold for $773, this set. It has World's Finest number 160 on it and Detective 355.
That's tight.
And they're really high grade. Look how nice they are, dude.
Yeah.
Damn. And he sold.
What's wrong with his chest muscles?
I don't know, but he's got a bunch of these things. Look.
Oh yeah, that's tight.
He's got a ton of them, and he sold.
Is this a storage locker guy, Brian?
I have no idea who this is. Whoa! Don't want to show that stuff. Let's go to sold items. And look at the ones he sold. This one, $535, $399. That's the one we just saw. $51, $49. Like,
wow.
I don't know where he got them or what, but a lot of these are really high grade. I mean, just super high grade stuff.
Yeah.
A bunch of coverless stuff. So keep an eye on that stuff if you guys are into it. Gen JD64. It's got 100% positive feedback. All right, this is really interesting. All-American Men of War number 89. This is one of the books where Lichtenstein plagiarized panels on for his art. You guys know about that? Yeah. So, in high grade, very fine, very fine condition, sold for $424. So, if you guys
just
don't
remember, his paintings sell for millions.
Yeah.
Compared to the original comic where it came from.
Yeah.
Yeah, so here you guys can see Lichtenstein's art. This is one of the key ones.
But to be fair, if you ever see a Liechtenstein painting, they're huge. It's not just huge. Like yeah. So
you can
keep
see
that in mind. Yeah, that it's not just like like the size of this.
Like it's kind of like what Greg Land did to Adam Hughes. It's the exact same thing, but he got paid millions for it. So, next we have. I wish I would have seen this. Amazing Heroes number 45, and a 9.8 graded by CGC. Now, if you guys don't know what this is the first place where Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were shown. In the inside, it shows a preview for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 1. And
that's badass.
Yeah, a recent this book sold in May for $2,000. Look how much it sold for this time.
Damn. Yeah. But I mean, would you auction this? No. Would you auction this though? So I mean, like
Christmas Eve at 7:12 p.m. People are already fucking drinking eggnog, getting wasted, and they're all out of money.
So tough to find, man. I've been looking for that for a long time. This is interesting. How about some more Mark Jewelers books to look at? Hulk 271 in really nice condition. Right? I mean, it's not 9.8, but it's nice.
Yeah. Spotting, but
newsstand. Mark Jewelers. So for $521. Now, there's got to be some talk about, like, how do you tell if they're real? You know?
What do you mean?
If they just took another Mark Jewelers, swiped a Mark Jewelers insert from another book and just put it in here.
That's almost impossible to do unless you have like a. That would be tough, dude, to pull off. You would see it in the centerfold. You would see it would be loose. It would be cracked where the staples are. I'm sure if you have enough practice, anybody can pull anything off after what I've seen so far. But
yeah,
I've never really came across that question.
That'd be a great original art to own this page.
Yeah, it's tight.
Yeah. So sold for $521. How about a Deadpool, first Deadpool Mark Jewelers? Definitely not a 9.8. It does have some.
Has anybody tried to use a scanner on the Mark Jeweler newsstand UPC and see if anything comes up?
Probably not, I haven't. But... Yeah.
I never tried that.
I like the blue one. I like the blue and the pink one. It's my favorite.
Sold for $928 raw.
I mean, but even if it had 9.2, you would still profit, right?
Yeah.
This guy's got some good books he's selling. First Jonah Hex, $83. Let's see what else he sold. Bunch of good Star Wars stuff, bunch of good toys.
Yeah, Ghost, you're right. You're right.
Interesting.
Later, Brad. Congratulations, Fantasy, for making it in the money, and I think in a couple leagues did good. He was a good drafter this year in Fantasy Club.
Ooh, I love that cover. Alex Ross,
me too.
Number 1.
Hell yeah.
All right, and then Pantera comic book, Hard Rock Pantera, signed by the band. Dimebag, Vinny, Rex, Phil. Pre-authenticated by Beckett. Sold for $700. That's awesome there. That is so badass.
That's sick.
Some Dimebag
right?
Daryl. Mm-hmm.
Both of them before they pass, man. That is super cool, dude. So
I opened for a band that stole Dimebag's boots. Do you remember that from like 9 years ago? There was a band that was on tour. They stopped by his tombstone stole the boots and then
Oh
wore
yeah,
them on tour.
yeah.
So I opened for that band.
Really?
Like
Whatever happened to them? Did they ever get their ass kicked?
I think they were a Canadian grindcore band. That's the only thing I remember about them.
Wow.
I don't even remember their names. That's like how long ago.
Can you make out the name on their album?
Like if you
probably not.
If you said it, I mean, yeah, I'm sure you could look it up on like some like Metal Injection website or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, yeah.
How about this? Ultimate Fallout complete set 1 through 6, all the Djurjevics. You got an 8.5 number 1. You got an 8.5 number 2. You got an 803. You got a 925. You got a 706, a 904. The whole set sold for $3,000.
Wow.
I don't know if I want those in those grades.
Just this book alone, man.
Yeah.
Is that about right for that grade? Like $3,000?
I feel like that book alone. I remember. I don't know. Just that book alone in a 9.0 would have been $3,000. I felt like, you know.
I want to agree with that statement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it could be wrong.
But I mean, there's been other people that have sold this lot too as well, and then like instead of it actually being a number 4, it ended up being like a facsimile or whatever.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Well, they said they would say it would be the facsimile.
And then why would you put that as your last picture and not your first?
I know.
Like that totally screwed you.
Yep.
So crazy, man.
Yeah.
And then finally, I don't know what this is.
If a book ever can be reholdered.
Star Wars Vintage PPB Walrus Man from Empire Strikes Back. El Imperio Contractica. I don't know where this is out of, but we're going to find out. It says... I don't know where this is from. What like it's look at what it sold for, $4,000. What?
Is that Italian or is that
maybe it is Italian?
Portuguese.
It's got to be Italian. It could be Portuguese. You could be right. I don't know. But if anybody knows why this figure sold for so much, it could be fake, but that's such a weird I've never heard of.
Fuck. Can we look at the figure a little bigger? I want to see how his nutsack face looks.
Look at it.
That's awesome, man. Fuck yeah.
Cat brains.
Expecting a turd to come out of that thing.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the market report. Oh my God.
How'd you like to have a sack of nuts for a chin? You sit there when you're stressed out, stress ball. Your hair starts standing up.
Yeah.
No, that's funny. That's dope market report. Good job, Brian.
Yeah. All right.
Brian was staying on the phone, guys. I'm sorry, Brian. I got to tell everybody this. He was telling me on the phone. He was doing a little rant and rave. And he's like, I don't know if I want to do these market reports. Not crying, but just kind of like, I don't know if it's worth it. I had to give him the reassurance, guys. So make sure you give him the reassurance because these market reports are very informative and they're awesome. Great job.
It's hard to look at the sales every week. Let me tell you guys, it can be very. It's just like
it's like I can't believe I missed that.
Yes,
especially when you own it and it's down, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Or that too. Yeah.
It's like, why wasn't I selling faster and more?
I know.
Why did I sell it all?
Yeah.
We're playing grab ass on YouTube on 2020. We should have been fucking selling all this shit.
Yes. Yeah, exactly, man.
Oh, man.
But we help viewers like you sell your books.
Yeah.
So hopefully you set those market high prices, not us.
You guys got anything? You got any pickups or anything?
I got my PSA order back. If you want me to, if that's cool to go through.
Yeah, yeah, dude.
My plan was just to show them here and then do a deep dive on Spec Media.
Don't lie. His plan was to show it on my channel.
mean,
He woke me up at 4 a.m. the other day and said, I'm making a thumbnail for it. And I was so excited. And then
I woke up and then dude, I've been smoking so much since I've been on break. Like I've been lazy. I'm like, oh shit, it's Wednesday.
No, it's all good. It's all good. We're all the same.
Yeah.
We're all the same. So
yeah. But yeah, the plan is to do a deep dive and like go through pop and what the fair market value is. I'm still deciding what tool to use.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
I did 32 cards. So I already looked at the grade, so I'm just gonna show
is this a mix of all sports? Not to interrupt you.
This is all baseball.
Oh, cool.
All right. Home field advantage, Otani, PSA 10.
Beautiful.
I am not sad about that at all.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congrats,
hold on real quick. You know what, man?
That's gonna be $400, right?
I think that it would be cool to collect like a bunch of the home field advantage. I think that's a cool set to collect.
What do you think I've been doing for the last couple of years now?
About a year and a half ago, Aaron and I were talking about this. That's funny.
These are super underrated, right?
Yes.
These look exactly like downtowns. These are licensed by Topps.
They're case hits.
So, and then you can find rookies for the year and stuff like. You'll see another home field advantage for a second year card.
Corbin Carrolls are going for like $50 and under right now, bro.
Yeah. All right. How about this? This is talk about short print. This is a Adley Rushman from Pristine. Nice. This is, I think it's a super short print. So 7 Wonders. So rookie. PSA 9. So I guess I'll make a pile of 10s and 9s. I have like 32 cards to go through, so.
And you can pick up those home field advantage for cheap. Holy shit! I didn't realize that. Like you can collect those for that much.
Yeah, some of them are completely underrated.
Yeah.
Adley Rushman, Snap, PSA 10.
That's dope. Check out the PSA 10s versus the Raw, Brian, to see if there's still like a huge gap.
So you can get the show highs for. Oh wow!
Yeah, so Julio home field advantage. This hit a 9. This is his
second
year, but I liked it because it had the rookie of the year insignia on the side, and then you had the Space Needle. So PSA 9, still not complaining about that.
Nice.
Oh, here you go. You recognize the back of this card?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Upper Deck and Griffey.
Yeah, PSA 5.
Is that the one they had when you were a kid or something?
Yeah, I think I traded something with Nate for this card.
Nice.
So I know they grade super harsh on this.
Yeah, they grade on the hologram.
The hologram on the back wasn't centered and stuff like that.
Okay.
So stuff like that. You can tell that's a little top heavy or top light. But I mean, it looks pretty sharp. Like honestly, I think I have another one where I bought a box and I just can't find it. Let's see. Francisca first blue. So this is out of 150.
Nice. 10.
Yep. PSA 10. This one broke my heart. Topps Finest, Yordan Alvarez auto. This hit a 7. But I got this out of a boombox. One of those, because I know
mystery
Bryan
boxes?
had. Yeah, like there was one box I bought. It ended up hitting like 3 autos out of it or something like that.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, and it was only like 6 packs in there or something like that, maybe 7. Cody Singa from Topps Chrome, his rookie auto Blue Wave, PSA 9.
Love him.
Yeah, so that card raw sells for a pretty decent amount. Oh, Hao Yu Lee, Bowman first, PSA 10. This is out of 420. 420 out of 499.
Ah, nice.
Yeah,
that's a great number for a 499er.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, here you go. Jock Peterson, 1 of 1.
Yeah.
This one breaks my heart. It hit an 8.
Ouch.
Like I thought it looked really good, like centering centering wise, all that, and I was like an 8. I mean, I guess it could have been worse, but like still. Another Otani Sky Blue Finest out of 300. This hit a 9. And the last card out of this box, this is a Topps Finest Jordan Walker Aqua out of 199 rookie. That also hit a 9. All right. Adley Rushman Finest PSA 10. Ellie De La Cruz Top Prospects. This hit a 10 as well. Ooh, I was stoked about this one. Jackson Holiday, your number 1 prospect.
There you go. Let's go, baby.
PSA 10. I bought this raw. So for like $40.
That before you go, sticking on that card, that was the Bowman draft or Chrome?
This was the draft.
A lot of those were jacked up. A lot of those have
refractor
shit all over them.
Yeah, so it's a refractor, but it's not. The weird part about it, it's not numbered.
Yeah.
Like in drafted, I guess refractors are not numbered.
No.
Yeah. But rushing like that.
Topanga Red out of 10.
Nice.
Yeah, so like this, like I bought 20 of those cards. This set has been paying out like crazy.
That's awesome.
All right, Corbin Carroll,
Beautiful.
Bowman Chrome, Iconic. This hit a 10. Corbin Carroll, Topps Chrome rookie base. This hit a 9.
Nice.
Later, chat.
Is there GPA, something like GPA? There is. You could use TerraPeak. What else could you use for GPA for cards? Card Ladder. Corbin Carroll, Bowman Rookie of the Year. Or is that Rookie of the Year favorites? This hit a 9. I think I sent a lot of Carrolls. Here you go. X Factor.
Nice.
This hit a 10. Yep.
That's awesome.
That's good.
All right, Otani 84 promo pack. This hit a 9. Sapphire Otani. This hit a 10 from 2021 from Bowman.
Nice.
Silver pack from 2020. This hit a 10.
Nice.
Not one, but you have to have two 10s. Luis Guapina. This hit a 10. What is that? Pink out of 199. Marcel Mayer, purple, Mojo. This hit 10. Jason Cherio, pink. Yeah, this hit
Is that
10.
the variation?
I don't know if it's a variation.
Does it say
Looks
it on,
like
on the label?
It doesn't say it on the label.
Oh, okay. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, it's the Mojo out of 199.
It's cool.
Corbin Carroll, Topps
Nice.
Base that hit a 10.
Yeah, he's gonna be great. I mean, he already is good.
Blaze Jordan, Prospects First, Sapphire. This hit an 8.
Ooh.
I know. Henry Davis, huh?
Sorry, did they? Put
They don't
notes?
put notes on these.
Okay.
All right, Henry Davis, Sapphire First. That hit a 10.
Nice.
Not only one, but you gotta have to have a second one too.
Wow, good for you. Nice.
And then Ellie De La Cruz, 2023 Mega Box Mojo that hit a 9.
I wonder what his mojos are going for now. His first Bowman mojos, are they down?
They're like $30 I think. 30 to 30.
PSA 10?
I feel like they dropped.
Yeah, they dropped to like $24. I still have like 4 of them. I've sold so many of them. But they got up around Christmas when they were, something happened. I don't know what, they must have been some news or something. I don't know. But then I saw them going up again to like 30, 35, $40.
Well, he went into that slump towards the end of the season.
Oh yeah, he was batting like 069 or some shit.
Something bad. Yeah.
I wonder if they sell 1989 Upper Deck sets.
Ooh, look at
for
that.
Sealed.
A First Bowman yellow foil from First sold for $127 in a PSA 9.
That's a good
Wow. That's a
take
great
that all
buy.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoever bought that, like, good on them.
Here's a
that
yellow
first edition on
chrome
there.
First mini diamond out of 75 PSA 10 sold for $425. Wow.
That feels kind of low, right?
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
What are the paper firsts and PSA 10s going for, Bri? 50,
40.
Okay.
Which still isn't bad, to be honest, for a paper.
Yeah.
Drew Jones, dude. Larmer. Who's the kid from the D-backs that was on the team this year but didn't play much in the playoffs? That was the high draft pick. Not Jones. Farmer, not Farmer. Larmer. I'm spacing on his name. He was the year before. Oh, look at that. A First Bowman Atomic Refractor PSA 9. Whew. Auto.
I love those.
You're talking about... Are you talking about Lawler?
Jordan Lawler, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that kid's going to be a stud. There's a
Did they call him up?
10.
Yeah, they called him like at the very end of the season, wasn't it?
Yeah. Here's a PSA 10 Mojo Refractor, $82.
Wow. That's a steal.
Yeah, dude. Like, we should be picking up Jackson Holiday, Dela Cruz, Jordan Lawler, Jordan LAW. PSA 10 for just his Bowman Chromes are $79. We should be all over it. Here's a Sapphire to 124. This kid's gonna be a stud, man.
Yeah.
Sapphire, less than $25. Auto, $250. Wow, dude. Yeah, he was a draft prospect too. Look at $9 for $25 for 2 refractors. $40 for a... Yeah, that's a kid we should be all over. Jesus. There's a Mojo Refractor, $205. Auto. First Bowman.
Have cards fallen like comics? I would say they've fallen even harder than comics. Like, you're talking about like cards that sold for like $11 million that are selling for like $1 million, if that, you know.
A Ray Wave black and white First Bowman PSA 10, $36 for a Ray Wave refractor.
I like that pattern.
So do I.
On cards. Yeah. I mean, I do understand that the color is going to do a little bit more. That's if it's in the Ray Wave, but like the black and whites look clean.
Yeah. So,
but those, I guess, because they were Hobby Light exclusives.
Yep.
You could only get it out of one particular product.
Yeah. Man, yeah, I'm gonna be probably having to drop some money into Lawler for sure. We'll have to get into that at some point, but. All right, we are about to hit the 3-hour mark, but before we do, we're going to end the show. Unless you guys have anything else. You guys have anything else? Richie, you got anything?
Yeah, I'm just going to save it for my channel. I'm going to break some stuff and
I'm
going to show. I bought this my own money. I've been wanting this book for a while. I wanted a higher grade, but I took a real good look at it, and I feel like I can pop it, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do it. But I just wanted to have this book, and it's going for about $350, $400 market at this grade. So I grabbed this for $300.
Nice.
Comics, Tunes, and Toys. Shout out to the Big To Do, Lords of the Long Box, LCS. Love those guys. Love that store. Very, very trustworthy. The back is beautiful. The front does have one spine tick, but it can be pressed down. I don't see any color break, so I'm gonna have to decide when to pop this. Some other comics too I'm gonna show on my channel, but I've gotten over the last 2 weeks I haven't really showed anybody besides Bryan. But
well, you're gonna be opening some hobby stuff over there, right? You got the draft box for the shot at the Brady. Boom.
I wanna do this live, but I also am thinking about just recording and uploading, but I don't know. I kind of like doing it live better. I think I have better luck. I've been on a cold streak lately, man. I'm fucking spitting dust, trying to get away from retail.
Yeah, I'm not ever doing retail.
My dad got me these for Christmas. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm not ever doing retail unless it's something crazy cheap, because it's just not worth it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all over retail for football this year because CJ Stroud and I mean, there's so many good players this year, but maybe I might buy some Prism or Select for Wimby. But I grabbed this. Actually, my dad bought it for me, and it's it's Flux. I don't really like that blue shade they put on the cards, but I've had good luck with Flux, and for I think it's like below $125. It's a good deal. You get an auto, and my dad also got me this.
Nice.
This is the update hobby box from the update series. This was the money I made for the last 3.5 months, 4 months from mortgage. I've been saving it, and I just haven't been opening a lot of cards, so I decided to pull the trigger on this. My family pitched in a little bit for that. So I'll be opening that. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it. If I'm going to do it live, I'll definitely have Bryan and Aaron with me when I do it on the StreamYard. If I do it if I record it, then I'll let everybody know. I just haven't decided yet. So
you got to have Joe on there with you, because
he's your
good luck charm.
The hot hand.
Dude, he is my good luck charm, man, and I keep forgetting about that. When I pulled that Julio, he called it. Like, I didn't know. You saw the video. I was like, Joe, it's blue, it's sideways, and a Seattle Mariner. He's like, oh God. Like, he knew right away, and I didn't. I just said, hey, I was trying to get info from him or the live chat, and then there it was. So
because in that set, he doesn't even have a base card. It's a short print.
Yeah, it's a short print.
The famous short prints,
I didn't even really expect that. I didn't even know that was in there. You know who I was looking for? I was looking for Wander and Cruz, right?
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah. Right? Jesus.
Yeah.
You end up with the rookie that you should actually want in that class.
Yeah. So make sure you guys. Make sure you guys go sub up on Spec Media. You guys can find the link below. Let's get him to 1,000 ASAP. And then let's see here. What do we got? Tomorrow, Bogcast. Make sure you come hang out with us live Bogcast. And then Friday night, House of Stein. You'll see us over there for the Hot 10. And then, of course, back here on Saturday night. Much love to everybody. We'll see you soon. We're out.